Daniel Robert Larson, known to the world as Danderson, Mr. President, or the infamous Zoomer Chris Chan, was born on November 15, 1998. At just 26 years old, he has carved out a notorious niche on the internet as a mentally ill personality and convicted criminal. Claiming to be a singer, songwriter, fashion model, and even the President of the United States, Daniel's delusions reach new heights with his conviction that he is engaged to a former America's Got Talent star, Grace VanderWaal. Daniel's journey into the social media spotlight began in 2020 when he amassed a sizable following due to his eccentric content, strikingly unconventional appearance, and absolutely erratic behavior. As his fame grew, so did the fascination of internet trolls who saw him in a blank canvas for their misguided artistry. They sought to exploit Daniel's gullibility, which, much like those who had famously trolled controversial figures before him, many masqueraded as record label managers, luring Daniel into believing he was on the brink of stardom. Unfortunately though, Daniel repeatedly fell for their ruses, unwittingly fueling his delusions of grandeur. With every new quote-unquote manager he encountered, he found himself performing increasingly degrading acts and spouting embarrassing lines on camera. The relentless trolling only deepened his paranoia, sending him spiraling further into a world of confusion and despair. In his mind, Daniel is a global phenomenon, a celebrity known by absolutely billions across the globe. Yet, most of his adult life has been spent homeless, disconnected from the reality that most celebrities navigate. Despite this, he has produced 3 songs to date: Roaring Thunder, Something More, and Merry-Go-Round. Ironically, it's not his music that draws attention, but the chaotic meltdowns displayed in his TikTok videos, which seem to ignite a morbid curiosity among viewers. Several mental disorders, including confirmed autism, bipolar disorder, PTSD, and schizophrenia, profoundly shaped Daniel's life. These challenges complicated his day-to-day existence growing up, compounded by his refusal to seek help. While he received some treatment in early life, those interventions ceased as he transitioned into adulthood. Over the years, Daniel's antics have led to numerous TikTok and YouTube accounts, most of which have been banned for various astonishing reasons. One of the most infamous episodes involved him being prohibited from TikTok for, exposing himself during a live stream. He pulled a good old Cyrax, if you will. Other offenses include interactions filled with violence, racial slurs, and outrageous comments directed at others, including his elderly mentor, Bob. From 2021 onward, Daniel's life descended into chaos. He drifted from shelter to shelter, battled scabies, relentlessly posted about Grace VanderWaal, and made headlines for threats as well as violent outbursts. His struggles even landed him institutionalized for some time, culminating in repeated arrests. The internet has never seen a figure quite like Daniel Larson. His story, echoing the sentiment of same shit, different day, is a disturbing tapestry woven with severe mental illness, reckless gullibility, and a desperate desire for validation. Despite the myriad of attempts by well-meaning individuals to intervene, he shows no signs of halting his self-destructive behavior. Ultimately, Daniel's tale serves as a cautionary narrative: the perils of unchecked mental illness, the fragility of human dignity, and the darker side of online fame. His life remains a stark reminder of how to not navigate the web and the real world. Now, let's rewind to where it all began. This is aptly known as the Classic Era. This phase kicked off in March of 2020 with the birth of Daniel's now infamous TikTok account, @DanielLarson'sFans. This is not his first account, far from it, but this seems to be the first one that gained real traction.
I just woke up.
I am being told to get off the lives for my own safety. I've always wondered how you joined the Illuminati. Nothing is better than the chocolate-covered hot dog.
Damn! This Ukraine war is getting bigger than Lizzo. Please come inside me.
So Daniel's first real brush with controversy would be a weird encounter with the George Floyd stuff. 2020 was a tumultuous year for everyone in the United States and everyone in the world at large, but there was a lot of wild political and absolutely insane things going on in the news, pop culture, social media, and just about everywhere you looked. Daniel, for whatever reason, would be convinced by his supporters, as they are called here, to seemingly take a stance for the BLM plight and for George Floyd. So in honor of him, he does this.
This is for George Floyd. Rest in peace. Black Lives Matter. This is a code George Floyd. This is a code George Floyd. We're in a financial crisis. The world is ending. Our world is run by nothing but jackasses. Oh my god. I need donations. This is up.
Keep my wife's name.
So the second clip is unrelated. I just saw that he mentioned George Floyd again and was like, I got a meme opportunity. As you can see, he did jumping jacks in the memory of George Floyd and in honor of BLM, and for whatever reason, he got a ton of backlash. More than likely, this is probably due to him sharing his opinions, saying, we are all equal and stuff like that. And at that time, I'm sure you can assume that's the last thing people wanted to hear. And honestly, it was probably just not a good idea to get involved at all.
Okay. I know this is gonna sound very, very crazy, and I mean the Pinterest, well, actually, before I say that, the fans, the Reddit is gonna go nuts over this, and I'm probably going to get reported and all of this crazy stuff, but before we even talk about reporting me to the police or FBI or anything like that, I need to explain something real quick about this. Yes, the Pinterest was mine, and yes, I actually followed all of those pictures and stuff of, like, children.
So for some context, on November 17th of 2020, Daniel's Pinterest account was found and subsequently leaked for everyone to see. According to a now banned TikTok user by the name of Diaper911, the account was found through an email associated with Daniel's Twitter and or X account. The account had albums filled with several images of children, most notably of Grace Vanderval, who was 16 years old at the time of it being found. However, it should be noted that the pictures saved on his Pinterest account were photos of her from when she was significantly younger, and on top of that, the Pinterest account contained maps of the United States which listed the age of consent for each state, and photos of various underage celebrity crushes of his.
In the past, I used to use pictures of girls and masturbate to them.
Yes, I created the Pinterest. But, like I said, there was no child pornography. Yes, it was pictures of kids, though. Like, underage people. Yes, that part was true. And yes, I did follow all of those strange things. Okay? I did that at the time for easy fame.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Because I needed to get everything heard with the abuse that was going on in the disability system. And the fact that, like, the providers were actually hitting me and shit like that. Like, I was actually being, like, hit.
As is the opposite with a lot of the lolcows that we cover on this channel, Daniel seems to be an open book and is pretty much willing to lay it all out there and doesn't seem to care. He puts no caution to the wind, if you will. He's out there, balls to the wall. Now, a lot of negative would come from this whole situation and his admission. At the time, Daniel Larson would put out his first and pretty much only song. He has 2 or 3 other ones, I do believe, believe, but this would be the one that most people would know. It would get about 16,000 views on YouTube. Unfortunately, after all of this would come to light, PDF accusations, racism allegations, and absolute mental insanity, he would be dropped from Roach Records. A company with the name of Roach Records might not be the best place to be anyway, so I don't know how much of a loss it truly was for either party.
Hello, this is Daniel Larson. There is now video evidence claiming from Roach Records that they were in charge of the Pinterest. Hello everyone, sorry for the Pinterest account. It is mine. It's been a couple years since I even had that account. I no longer have access to it. Unfortunately, the media kind of blew it up out of proportion, and I decided it's best if I tell the truth. The truth matters.
After this, internet investigators would go to work and uncover that even after the Pinterest thing was deleted, he would actually still be going around collecting pictures of underage girls, again, especially of Grace. This obsession that he had with Grace was definitely unhealthy and becoming more unhinged day by day, but we'll touch more on that either later this episode or in another episode. From the outside looking in, it's definitely an interesting look at depravity to see somebody try to make excuses or to try to distance themselves from PDF allegations that they have already acknowledged and admitted to. Now, I'm sure there are actual cases that are somewhat common, if not on a day-to-day basis, of medical care physicians giving less than adequate service and probably borderline abusing, if not abusing, their patients. To use that potential very traumatic situation as a scapegoat to get out of these PDF allegations is very sad and very becoming of who you are as a person. So not only does it show that Daniel Larson as a person knows that these PDF and other allegations he is dealing with already are not a good look and make you look very bad and have consequences, shows that he is aware of the situation and he's not as oblivious as he might try to make you think because he has a couple of illnesses, which, you know, of course we have to show some lenience for some of those mental inabilities he has, but at the end of the day, we still have to hold everybody accountable for their actions.
Daniel Larson, you are pretty famous on TikTok. Would you agree in saying that?
Yes, I would agree.
Would you say that it is in a good way or a bad way?
I feel like it's in a good way. I definitely don't like what people are saying in the comments. I feel like what people are saying in the comments is mostly hate. You know, I kind of blew up kind of unexpectedly, and I think a lot of it is due to COVID. And so I don't really know like what led to all the accusations. But you know, what's mattering is that we're trying to move on. We're trying to get past that.
It's definitely comedic to see Daniel pretending like he has no idea where any of those allegations came up and why people started questioning him and hating on him. Now, while I don't quite understand the full extent of how he got famous either, 2020 and COVID at large was definitely a time where everybody was online more than ever and a lot of people made a come up from it. And unfortunately, it seems like one of those depraved people that got a come up from it was Daniel Larson. This interview itself is very interesting because it's the last thing Daniel would do before what is known as the First Dark Age, which is a period of time where Daniel Larson would disappear from the internet and not put out any content for some time.
You know, you're not afraid to, duet the video of a child wearing some sort of swimsuit.
You know, I feel like duetting any video is like fine, they're putting out the content and I want to duet it. Of course I could do that. I don't know where it comes down to what the media is saying about me and about, the fact that I'm like a so-called pedophile. I'm not. I just
support everybody on the internet. I support everyone.
The classic, I'm not a PDF, I just support everybody on the internet excuse. And honestly, it is the tried, true, and absolutely tired as hell excuse that people time and time again have used. There's not really a singular way Daniel Larson could really explain his way out of this box that he made himself here. To be honest, the package is sealed and shipped, and there's just nothing to do. It is what it is. You are unfortunately a PDF, self-admittedly. You are into young little girls, and it's absolutely deranged and gross. Of course, I'm not the judge, the executioner, or even the jury. I'm just good old Swampy D here in these streets trying to document this depravity for you. So let's continue to see what crazy questions Daniel answers next.
What do you have to say about the owning child pornography and whatnot, etc.?
That is not really true. I do not own any of Child B. That's not true at all. The media kind of made that out kind of with what they wanted it to be, and it kind of unfortunately went viral, and it's a complete false accusation.
In the past, I used to use pictures of girls and masturbate to them.
I don't like that the media did that to me. I don't like that they're accusing me of it. I'm going to be honest, just because this went viral. I did have a Pinterest account.
Oh.
You could record it.
I'm on TikTok live right now, Diaper.
That's it. That's what
Oh
this whole
my
thing is
god.
about.
Daniel Larson is already giving me Cyrax vibes in the sense that he will rant, rave, and say all kinds of crazy things online, confessing to things that he should never confess even on his deathbed, and then will turn around and be like, what do you mean, fam? I ain't did that. That ain't what happened. The media is just distorting it, twisting it around. But yet he self-admits the exact same things he's denying. So which is it, Daniel? Pick a side and die on that side, brother. Nobody likes a two-timer.
Daniel,
complete honesty.
Daniel, can you do,
Yes.
Daniel, tell him about what you had on your phone. Tell him about that, cause I'll tell him if you don't tell him, Daniel.
Please do.
What I had was a couple.
You muted yourself.
I'm in public, so I can't really say very much.
You muted yourself when you
I will
muted.
say it the best of my ability. So I had, because I was doing fashion modeling for a long time, I had a bunch of pictures of fashion models on my phone.
Daniel, can you specify the age?
It was pretty much all ages.
What?
Roach, can you verify that?
Daniel, what Daniel's saying is partially true. Daniel can keep going. He can keep going. Well, Daniel, do you want me to go ahead and explain? I want to explain too.
Roach, please
Yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead and explain.
Okay, so Daniel did tell me he did have pictures of children, but he said that they were completely clothed, and he didn't do anything with them. He had them on there.
And masturbate to them.
And can you back that up? Did you see the pictures?
Oh, I didn't see the pictures, but I'm just going off what Daniel told me.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Do we know if he's being honest about this?
Daniel can go ahead and talk.
So
Is there a reason why you had those pictures to begin with? Is there a specific reason? Because, any regular person is not going to have a bunch of pictures for no reason because they just want to look at pictures. No one does that.
It was, I actually, a lot of the pictures that were on my phone were actually, through my talent agency that I was with. There was a lot of stuff through my talent agency that I was with when I was younger.
Personally, I'm not buying the talent agency excuse, and it seems like we've already gotten multiple excuses or reasons as to why these pictures existed in the first place, even though pretty much from the jump, just like our good boy Cyrax, he admits to what he did right out the gate, but for some reason after he realizes that was a dumb idea, he tries to pivot and, make excuses to make what he did okay. But it doesn't matter if it's nudie pictures or just pictures of children in regular clothing. It's weird, it's so strange, and to admit that you have actually openly smacked your little goblin stick to it makes you no better than any other PDF we've covered. and it's absolutely sad. But we're gonna keep going here and see what else they can extract from this little goblin.
I saw a few Twitch live streams yesterday. Old videos, of course. You know, you were in them. They were videos of Zoom calls, and you know, some of these people had good intentions because they would give you the advice to take a break. Did you take that break?
I did. Unfortunately, social media is my only job right now due to COVID. It's the only way I get paid. And so I have to still pay my housing bills. I have to pay rent. So fortunately, I was only able to take a 1-week break because I have to get paid to pay my bills.
May I ask how you get paid?
I get paid through social media for the Creators Fund.
Partially true.
Partially.
Could be true, but yes. But how much does TikTok pay you per 1,000 views? Like $4, right? Is that what it is?
I've this month made $200 this month off of TikTok, and my YouTube right now is sitting at $300.
That covers all of your expenses a month?
I don't feel like you can live off of $200 a month. I feel like that's like third.
But
world country.
I also get SSI.
I think homeless people make more than $200 a month.
What is SSI?
But I also get SSI, which is $1,000 a month.
This podcast is incredibly reminiscent of one of those unhinged Discord chats you have with your friends when you're just messing around, trolling each other, gaming, and all that stuff. And the quality, it's definitely on par with that as well. But with that aside, they did get a lot of interesting information from Daniel on this, and he has a lot of interesting copium explanations as to why he does what he does and why it doesn't make him a PDF or a weirdo. There is some abysmal math going on though here. He said he gets 300 from YouTube, 200 from TikTok, 1,000 from Social Security. When he mentions that he gets 200 from TikTok and 300 from YouTube, they're saying, how do you live off 200 a month? Well, he just told you he gets 500 a month just from those two things, which is still pretty low considering how much expenses have gone up over the years. At the time, I'm sure he was making it work, and some people do have those abilities to do that, especially if they have Social Security and disability help. Not just monetarily, but usually there's also housing availability there as well. I don't know too much about it, so I'm not going to act like I know. I just wanted to point out some of the math was kind of bad there. It was kind of making my brain hurt. I was like, brother, no, come on. You can't be as bad as the freaking Lolcow at math. Let's go. Anyways, this is where we're going to end our first look into Daniel Larson. This has been an interesting ride so far. After this, he would go missing for a little while. As I mentioned before, this is known as the First Dark Age, where we would get our first deprivation of Daniel Larson content, but not for terribly long. Next episode, we'll continue this chronological downward spiral into Daniel Larson's life.
Security. John Summit.
Police are on their way.
John
I'm
Summit.
going to need to ask you to
Daniel, John Summit told me to ask you if you've showered anytime recently.
Okay, I'm going to need to ask you guys to leave.
You still smell like poop. Sir is leaving the.
Hey! You want to search on the breed?
Okay, I'm on the phone.
Get out!
You have a warrant for your being arrested.
I just woke up.
I am being told to get off the lives for my own safety. I've always wondered how you joined the Illuminati. Nothing is better than the chocolate-covered hot dog. Damn! This Ukraine war is getting bigger than Lizzo. Please come inside me.
Welcome back to our descent into the Daniel Larson rabbit hole. You can find a link in the description and pinned comment if you missed the first episode. I highly recommend watching that one if you are new to the Daniel Larson lore, as it has pertinent information. When we left off, Daniel had entered what we know as the First Dark Age, during which time we would get little to no content from him for quite some time. But alas, emerging from the darkness when the people needed him most, Daniel came crashing back online like a meteor, wearing a slick new headset. The headset era, also called the headset arc, burst into the scene in March of 2021, signaling the conclusion of the first dark age. This significant shift was primarily sparked by Daniel's bold decision to wear an oversized blue gaming headset in public, quickly becoming iconic to the Larson-verse. Throughout this era, Daniel produced numerous captivating videos, passionately discussing the various accusations and allegations leveled against him, predominantly by Flexburger. Good old Flexburger. He consistently urged his audience not to fall for these claims, emphasizing the importance of staying informed by tuning in for the latest updates. While the microphone quality on the headset was sensitive to wind and not ideal for outdoor recording, leading to subpar audio in most of these videos, it nonetheless became a hallmark of his unique style. The exact end date of the headset era remains to be determined. Really, it could happen and make a comeback at any time. Daniel has since showcased a variety of other headsets, albeit these new choices often face untimely destruction. Unfortunately, I had a hard time finding footage for a lot of the stuff, especially the first time he would be sighted wearing the headset. I would love to know if anyone in the comments knows a solid archive of Larson's streams and videos. The first appearance I have footage of, however, is a little over a month after the start of this arc. In this series of clips, we will see Daniel give us award-winning song covers and get one of his most infamous lines to date about his willy. So strap in and get ready.
We will be starting up in a couple minutes. Let's try to get more people. Thank you so much for all your support. We are still going to be delayed for a couple more minutes. Let's see if we could break 500. Hello everyone, this is Daniel Larson. We are going to be rating a couple more minutes before we start the concert. We are going to be doing one more song before we get the concert started. Thank you. Let's see if we could break 1,000. How are you guys doing? Today we're going to be doing a concert for the BET Awards. Everyone, I am ready. All we need is a July hot Saturday night.
So, self-proclaimed singer-songwriter Daniel Larson wanted to put on a show for the world to see. Not only is he doing this live on TikTok, Instagram, etc., he's also doing this live in front of everybody in whatever park he decided to hunker down in for the day. I cut most of it out, but it's about 10 plus minutes of him walking around in circles, blasting various songs while he waits for people to apparently enter the live. I can't tell you how accurate the numbers are because there are no statistics anywhere for me to look at that I know of, but it does seem that he had a good amount of people tuning in, and from what I understand, at one point he really was poppin', if it were, on TikTok. At some point he says, I'm not gonna start until we have 500, and then again prolongs it and says I'm not gonna start until we have 1,000. So I'm going to have to assume he had around 1,000 people watching.
Josh, stop the concert. We're getting like a bunch of hackers. They can't even hear me. Please no phone calls. It screws up the concert for everyone. If we get phone calls, we'll report your number to the Denver Police Department. I hope you cooperate. If you guys keep hacking, we're going to have to end this concert. It's getting really out of hand, people. We're going to be waiting until you guys stop calling. We will be reporting that number. Please stop hacking. We are reporting everyone who is You know what? I'm done.
It seems like Daniel doesn't understand what hacking actually is because he's seemingly thinking that these people who are calling his phone and interrupting his live stream, however that may be a thing, is hacking, when in reality, that's not hacking. Something we're gonna see quite often in this series is that Daniel likes to threaten that he will call the police or report you to the FBI or just the proper authorities in general, and it's kind of a tired thing that you'll kind of quickly come to realize is just words. There's some sort of delusion that he lives in clearly, and whatever that delusion is, it puts him at some sort of head of command to the entire United States military or something. It's kind of wild. As we will see though, it doesn't take very long for the trolls to overcome and upset good boy Daniel here, and he's gonna rax out on us.
Hey, what's up everybody? This is Daniel Larson. There is just now a text over other social media that came up under Flex Burger. Please do not look at it. It's a picture of my dingling. For some reason, this guy has changed the text message in the entire thing to mean something different because of the accusations about me. Do not believe it. We have Interscope's security team, cybersecurity team working on everything right now to clear everything. We're gonna get it taken down off the media. Please stay tuned.
So next we're gonna start diving into some of these other shenanigans Homeboy was getting into with his nice little pair of headphones. There's something to be said about Daniel Larson's perspectives and understandings of life, and we could probably beat a dead horse over and over saying he's delusional or he's insane, etc, etc. So once again, Daniel is very upset by something Flex Burger has done, which is basically his main antagonist in all of these shenanigans we're gonna be documenting. Unfortunately for Daniel, his dingling, as he calls it, was posted online for the world at large to see, and he is pleading for his massive fan base, the audience of the whole world, to not go and look at it, to not go and see it, to keep his dignity intact, if you will. He's got the FBI working on it, Interscope Records, Sony, if you will, has their best men on the job, and you best believe it will get pulled down. Spoiler, it doesn't get pulled down.
Hello everyone, this is Daniel Larson. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the accusations. The accusations are fake. There were companies that came up with the allegations, and then because they came up with the allegations and blew it out of proportion, they asked me and told me to clear the allegations up. I had to make a video admitting to the accusations. I am now back. I got cleared. I am safe. Everyone, please help me out with these accusations, clearing my name. Thank you. Stay tuned for future events, songs, and updates. Interscope and Party House Records are really happy to have me. Also, Roach Records, they really suck because they have a perm. Fame House Records, they are not even famous, so I don't even know where that name even came out of. They should fucking go to hell because their name sucks. Yeah, this party's about to go down. You ready for this? We'll be coming back every single day. We're gonna have close to 10 more posts tonight, so stay tuned.
Something that makes Daniel a bit more interesting than most other Lolcows is that Daniel was actually homeless most of the time and is currently homeless in most of what we're watching currently here. And it seems that he ends up on random people's porches and is consistently kicked out of businesses for loitering too long and dine and dashing. But don't worry, we will dive into a lot more of that way further down the line. This becomes much more of a notorious thing that this guy gets known for. But something that we'll also come to learn is the many and various record labels and music managers that Daniel has been associated with, and they have always some shape or form done him dirty. And this is gonna be one of those many cases here. After getting dropped from Roach Records, after being exposed for being a PDF and having tons of pictures of young and underage girls all over his Pinterest account, which he would subsequently delete and tried to hide under the rug after, he would beef with them several times over the years to try and get back at them and show them that he's doing fine and that he's the real star, he's the prize.
Hello everyone, this is Daniel Larson. The allegations right now against me are fake. Please do not believe them. There is this person that is claiming to be me. He is using a phone number, claiming that that phone number is mine. Unfortunately, it is not my phone number. The only phone number I have is the one I'm using right now, which is 720-487-2705. That is the only number I have. Interscope Records is working on everything, trying to clear everything.
I'd like to take a second to say I don't know what's up with this particular clip, but there are a couple clips that I had found recently to where, for whatever reason, I'm assuming connection issues, is that he will freeze or skip frame a ton. So that's not any editing, that's not any fanciness on my end. I don't really know why, what, where, but that's unfortunately the case here. Daniel is still trying to dispel the allegations that he himself has unfortunately confirmed time and time again, and he will do this basically endlessly. It's an insane cycle that we will come to unfortunately have to accept.
Sure.
Thank you very much. Hey, I appreciate it. Hey, you're a beast.
Thank you.
I love you. Who are you running from?
I'm a celebrity.
I don't think so.
I am. Those people are bitches.
Daniel, take a selfie?
Sure.
Love you, man. Love you.
Thank you.
Can I get a picture, Daniel?
Oh, sure. Oh, thank you.
Big fan.
Thank you.
Can I take a picture? Look at the
Sure. Oh my god. Thank you. Holy fucking.
As we know, Daniel likes to go for walks, and as we see here, he decided to go on a fateful walk on June 25th of 2022, when Daniel uploaded a video where he is walking through a crowd of people in which a surprising number of people actually recognize him and seemingly aren't super negative towards him. You can see Daniel pushing his way through a crowd of people. He's recognized by at least 4 or 5, maybe even 6, takes a couple of selfies with them, and keeps on saying, "Oh my," multiple times, claiming he's a celebrity, and even implies that the mob of people are there for him. Obviously, the person he's talking to at that point doesn't believe him. Some notable moments include when a man at some point around 1:08 in this video says, "Show your butthole," or "say butthole," something along those lines. It's a little rough to hear, as he is getting ready to take a selfie with him. I think he says something along the lines of, "say butthole," similar to the whole iDubbbz thing. Daniel obviously gets visibly concerned knowing that these people know about his antics, and you can see him trying to run away from everything. Later that day, Daniel would upload this next clip explaining the situation.
Okay, so I want to make this clear. That last video of me getting mobbed, corralled, fans putting hands on me, cornered up against the fence, and that video I just took. That's literally my real life, and Andrew does not believe it. And that's why I have the charges on me that I currently have, is because he doesn't believe, and I don't have security. I don't have protection for that. And that's why I say that if Andrew wants me off the media, it's not going to happen. I'm too popular, because every single one of those people had cameras and were taking videos.
So once again, Daniel lives in a constant state of delusion. If schizophrenic hallucinations were ever to be seen in real life, it would be Daniel Larson, and I'm confident in saying that. He's just too famous. That whole crowd of people were clearly there for him, even though a total of 5 of them even looked his way. And out of those 5, one of them even questioned if he was famous or not. So I guess there is a point to be made. Obviously, Daniel Larson can't be kept off the internet, not unless he's in prison or some other means, because he has to entertain the masses, and not the masses he even thinks he's entertaining. In this next part, we're going to see Daniel run into some interesting opposition here. As the President of the United States, he can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, however he pleases. And we're about to see that firsthand.
Yes, I have a trespasser sitting on my patio in the front of my house. My address is, I'd like this person removed. Did you fucking hear what I said? Get the fuck out of here. I have a trespasser sitting on my porch who doesn't want to leave. I don't know. That's what I said. Yeah, wearing like a jogging outfit, red stripe, black pants with a red stripe, wet shirt with a backpack, looks like a homeless person. Get off my property. I don't know. If they do, they better show it right now. If I ever see you on this fucking property again, there's gonna be consequences. Do you understand me? You don't come over here charging your fucking phone and using my fucking electricity. Who the fuck are you? I suggest you get the fuck out of here because they're on their fucking way.
We aren't quite into the full-blown homeless arc of Daniel Larson quite yet, but we are in some early stages where he is squatting, sitting on people's front porches, trying to find any power outlets that he can to plug his stuff in and charge and try to mooch off any electricity he can. And while this makes more sense in public areas and downtowns and probably gas stations and other places like that, this definitely doesn't fly on people's personal property, especially, you know, the front porch of their house. Like, who the heck are you? And then to even sit there and start recording and or arguing with the owner without just leaving and running away after they are clearly on the phone with the police just shows the actual mental illness and straight delusion that is plaguing this man Daniel's mind.
Are you gonna wait? Is that what you're waiting for?
I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know if you're gonna.
I'm asking you a fucking question. You better get the fuck off of here. Get the fuck out of here before I fucking move you out of here.
If you take one step closer.
Get the fuck off my property.
If you take one step
Get
closer.
the fuck off my property.
If you take one step closer.
Get the fuck off my fucking property. They're coming for you, you stupid fuck. Don't you understand? Why are you fucking here?
If you put one hand on me.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Really? It's gonna be like that?
You're threatening me, and I don't know. I don't know if you're going to put hands on me or.
So after all this work, we finally get a little bit of payoff. We get to see Daniel go absolutely monkey mode. He's gooning on everybody here. He calls this man on his own property, his own porch of his own house. He calls him the N-word, and you can just see the astonishment on this man's face. He's just like, what? And this man is pretty angry. Like, I'm surprised that he was able to hold himself back and not physically absolutely destroy this mentally incapacitated man. Now, I can definitely give props to the man to see that clearly something weird was going on here. But man, the cops could not show up faster.
If you're gonna put hands on me.
They're coming for you, bud. Whatever the you are, get the f out of here. Why are you here? You think you can just come on, use their shit and get the f out? Who the f are you?
No, because I'm afraid.
What do you mean no?
I'm afraid
you better start walking. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to start walking.
If you're gonna put hands on me.
Get your skin ass out of here. Show your face around here again. What are you gonna do? You want me to fuel up? Is that what you want? Here, don't back. Don't do it, bud. Don't do it.
If you're gonna put hands on me.
Get out of here.
The more upset this man gets, the more belligerent he is slowly becoming, and the less self-control he is exhibiting. Can you really blame him? You got some guy, as he describes perfectly, who looks homeless, absolutely deranged and out of their mind, using up all his electricity, sitting on the front of his house, just acting like he owns the place, and then says this absolutely disrespectful, mind-blowing things in defense, and then just won't leave when you're giving him the chance to leave. Like, this guy genuinely gave Daniel every chance to leave, and even at the end, still just lets him go, be on his way. Honestly, this man's stronger than me. I probably would have been throwing some hands with old Daniel.
Oh, check this out, Dan.
I know you're covering the situation in Europe closely.
We apologize for the interruption.
Normal programming has been interrupted at the request of the U.S. government. Everyone receiving this broadcast should pay close attention. The information contained in this broadcast is vital to your safety. Please stand by.
The emergency alert system has been activated. This is a national emergency. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. Important instructions vital to your safety will follow.
So in this next clip, we're going to see Daniel get trolled not too long after getting beat up and slapped up off that porch by his then quote-unquote manager. Now, this manager's gonna make him think that the world is in grave peril. China, Russia, North Korea, they're all sending bombs at us. They're gonna drop some big ones on us. He plays it out well, and you're gonna see that it only gets more spicy as it goes down. So seriously so, that Daniel would take on his president roles once again and address the people.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. This is not a test. The United States has been subjected to a nuclear attack. The North American Aerospace Defense Command has detected the launch of 12 nuclear missiles aimed towards the mainland United States. 4 of the 12 missiles launched have been intercepted. The 8 remaining nuclear missiles will strike the following locations in the next 15 to 20 minutes: Los Angeles, San Diego, Chicago, Houston, Phoenix, New York City, Philadelphia, and Seattle. Within a 300-mile radius of these areas, everyone should seek out a fallout shelter as soon as possible. Nuclear fallout is a byproduct of nuclear attacks, and prolonged exposure to it.
Dan, are you within 300 miles of Los Angeles?
Yes.
For just a split second, fear comes across the face of good boy Daniel. You can see he is a bit uncomfortable. He doesn't know how to take on this information. Usually he's way more spacey, way more deluded by the thoughts of himself and his delusion of grandeur that's all in his head. And usually he's got something to say. But in this moment, and probably the only time we can ever really say so, Daniel seems actually locked in and intent on figuring out what's going on.
Will almost certainly kill you. If a nearby area has been designated as a fallout shelter, get there right away. Otherwise, seek refuge on the lowest floor of a sturdy building's interior. Make sure you have enough food, drink, and a battery-operated radio. Wait until the all-clear has been given before leaving the fallout shelter. Do not use your telephone. The lines should be kept open in case of an emergency. Tune into a station that is serving your area for more information. The President will address the nation on all radio and television stations shortly. Stand by for this message. This is a national emergency.
Okay. Dan, address us.
Okay, we're going on lockdown. Houston, New York City, Phoenix, Philadelphia.
The United States has been subjected to a nuclear attack. The North American Aerospace Defense Command has detected the launch of 12 nuclear missiles aimed towards the mainland United States. 4 of the 12 missiles launched have been intercepted. The 8 remaining nuclear missiles will strike the following locations in the next 15 to 20 minutes: Los Angeles, San Diego, Chicago, Houston, Phoenix, New York City, Philadelphia, and Seattle. Within a 300-mile radius of these areas, everyone should seek out a fallout shelter as soon as possible. Otherwise, seek refuge on the lowest floor of a sturdy building's interior.
What are you doing, Dan?
I have family in California.
Hold on. Dan, do not text them just yet here.
Yeah, we're in full lockdown, no messages.
I love how the guy's like, address us, Dan, tell us what to do, what's going on, what should we do? And Daniel basically just starts repeating, it's gonna hit this place, and just starts staring off intently at it. Honestly, this might be the most intent and hardworking I've ever seen Daniel Larson's few brain cells actually churning. There might be some steam coming from his ear any moment now. He's really trying to figure this out. 200 IQ this, if you will. Unfortunately though, after this whole thing, you'll see it turns out not to be true. The United States was never gonna be nuked to absolute all oblivion. Our good boy Daniel here is not happy about how this all went down. He's not happy with his manager. His manager's gonna take some punishment here, you're gonna see, and he's gonna let everybody know, and the country know, that he's sorry.
Sorry to my entire fan base and the entire nation. There is no bomb threat. What Ox did tonight is absurd. I want all my fans to give him the most hate he's ever got because of what he just said. He literally scared people just now. So fuck Ox. Ox is fired. And what he did tonight, taking a political situation into a national bomb threat, has completely crossed the line. I don't give a... What Ox, my manager, just did is not okay. And you have every single right to be pissed. He took a political video and turned it into a massive chaos. He turned everything into a situation that he knew was going to escalate. He knew was going to become a bigger issue. He knew that it was going to piss me off. And for him to take a political video that involves China and yet do that, what is in that fucking guy's mind? He's fired for a week on suspension. Ox, I'll see you next Monday.
The fragility of the human mind is truly on display when it comes down to this whole Daniel Larson story. It's truly crazy to think that he even believes that this was even on a national scale, let alone just further than whatever stream on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever they might have been at. It's absolutely diabolical to think that this guy has any sort of power and that he believes that he does. Again, he thinks he commands the US Army, he thinks he commands the masses, and he thinks that the media is out to get him just like they are all the other political people. He seems to think that he has some importance in life outside of just making some of us laugh. He really lets it be shown that he has this power by firing said manager for a whole week. And, he even ends this by saying, "See you Monday," which is, really indicative of how serious this punishment's truly going to be. And with that, we are going to end this episode. The next episode, we're going to continue this chronological deep dive into the absolute madness that is the world of Daniel Larson. We're about to get into the nitty-gritty of the homeless arc. We're going to jump into his housing arc as well, where he applies for assistance from the Developmental Disabilities Resource Center, or the DDRC, for housing, and at some point I do believe he gets a little help here and there. We all know Daniel, he's gonna mess it up time and time again. So the homeless era, evident from its name, was a lengthy period during which Daniel Larson was homeless. This arc lasted approximately 2.5 years, from roughly December 13th, 2021 to April 30th, 2024, with a break between August and October of 2022, making it the longest chapter in the Larson-verse. There have been 2 homeless arcs to date, and this video will cover them both. There were temporary breaks when Daniel rented motels or was put into state-subsidized housing. And from here, we will start the fun and the madness.
I just woke up.
I am being told to get off the lives for my own safety. I've always wondered how you joined the Illuminati. Nothing is better than the chocolate-covered hot dog. Damn! This Ukraine war is getting bigger than Lizzo. Please come inside me.
The homeless era began after Daniel ran away from his caretaker, Jonas, around the end of 2021. This event marked the end of the classic era and the actual start of why Daniel Larson became the infamous figure many know him as today. Daniel was homeless for about 8 months before he briefly received housing from the Shields Foundation in August 2022, before being evicted following an altercation with his care providers. Throughout the homeless era, Daniel encountered several challenges, such as frequent illness, somehow contracting trench foot, getting into several disputes, and being arrested multiple times. Daniel was also banned from several benefits and restaurants, and his mental health declined significantly compared to the start of the era. Despite trying to look for an apartment and other forms of long-term housing, he eventually failed due to his irresponsibility with money and other contributing factors. Despite running away from housing, Daniel had been able to, albeit barely, survive being homeless. But even though he was very much alive, being homeless had severe consequences for Daniel's health. Daniel had little money at this time, mainly relying on the charity of his viewers. So, to feed himself, he did so through various, often illegal means, such as dining and dashing, which in some circumstances has resulted in him getting arrested. A prime example would be on May 13th, 2022, when Daniel was promptly arrested after dining and dashing at a Hard Rock cafe.
So I couldn't pay for my dinner last night, even though Bob gave me some money. My bank account collapsed shortly after. I cannot hide this any longer from all my dining and dashings. I have probably robbed restaurants over $50,000.
If he had not already been confronted for dining and dashing or general unpleasant behavior, Daniel would be constantly on his phone, such as when he ran an entire marathon, phone in hand, loitering, and charging his phone at restaurants or other public areas. Daniel occasionally would resort to trespassing if he couldn't find a receptacle in a public place, often causing points of contention with staff or homeowners. An example of this happened on May 13th, 2022, the same day he would be later arrested, where Daniel was seen trying to charge his phone on a man's porch and, when confronted, called him the N-word, no less. We saw this clip in the previous episode, and it's some grade A content.
Why are you fucking here?
If you put one hand on me...
Get the fuck out of here!
Okay,
Really? Gonna be like that?
You're threatening me, and I don't know.
Get the fuck
I
off
don't
my
know.
property.
I don't know if you're going to put hands on me or.
Call me a nigger?
Daniel has addressed this incident in hindsight and retrospect several times. Daniel claimed to have said the N-word simply in self-defense. However, it is questionable what defense this provided for him, as it further increased the severity of the situation. In a Discord interview in April 2023 regarding the incident, he claimed to have been in an unfamiliar area while having a dead phone. Without access to an electrical outlet, he was told to knock on some homes in the area door to door until he found an abandoned house with an electrical outlet. Daniel claimed to have sat on the porch to charge his phone to find directions. The owner arrived, and Daniel felt threatened enough to begin filming. When attempting to leave, he encountered resistance from the homeowner. When questioned about the use of the tactical slur, as he would call it, by the interviewers, Daniel explained that he initially attempted silence, then tried talking over the person, resorting to the word as a last resort to silence them. He explicitly stated that he had not used the term as a self-defense word before this particular incident. Being without a home provided little opportunity for Daniel to truly clean himself. Due to his lack of housing, Daniel had access to limited running water, as he relied solely on commercial establishments and free drinking water. However, even given this limited water, Daniel had access to showers and bathrooms many times, namely when he stayed in motels or places such as Planet Fitness, at least before getting banned from them all. Instead, Daniel decided to do nothing with the help that was provided to him.
I said, give me a second. Okay? Like, literally. And then you literally get in more than a second. Come on. And you're threatening me, and I'm not gonna leave. You hold it to back the door. Okay, and I literally said, I said, give me a second. Since you guys want to argue, then I'm going to take longer, because you guys want to argue, and you guys are threatening me. Like, first off, you guys are standing right outside the stall, and I said, give me a second, and you guys, now you're fucking spying on me? Like, really? This is fucking ridiculous. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna sit here and have you guys... Don't fucking tell me to shut up. You're a fucking bitch. Don't fucking tell me to do that. Don't fucking threaten me like that. Well, you shouldn't have it. You shouldn't have a fucking woman in the fucking men's restroom, bitch. You shouldn't have somebody in here. Don't fucking threaten me. Don't fucking threaten me, bitch. Don't fucking threaten me, bitch. Don't fucking threaten me, bitch. Don't fucking threaten me.
Alright, well, hurry up and get out, please. I need you to leave right now. Not a second anymore. I need you to leave right now.
Well, first off...
No, first off, no, nothing. I will literally find your car and cancel you out right now if you don't leave right now.
Then leave the men's restroom.
No, I'm an employee here. You need to leave right now.
I'm not gonna do that until...
You need to leave right now. The cops are literally on the way already. If you don't want them to escort you, leave on your own free will.
Then I said you guys need to leave the men's restroom first.
There's a member who's showering who's not going to leave. I work here. I know not to leave. I need to make sure you get out right now. You don't make the demands here.
Then you're breaking the law.
No, I'm not. Fool, get the fuck out right now.
And that's also illegal. Yes, it is.
Come on, let's go. Come on, get out, please. You need to leave now. You need to leave. You need to leave.
I told you to leave the men's restroom.
I literally have to kick you out. You have to go. You don't make the demands right now.
Who are you? What are you doing?
I was trying to change my fucking shot.
You've been here for more than 2 weeks.
But then you started spying.
I have not been here literally asking.
And then you want to start cussing me out.
Come on. You're recording it all like this shit, but that's cool. Come on. You hold the shit up.
Come on, let's go.
But I'm just saying I was doing nothing, and then you started cussing the hell out of me.
You're welcome to the men's restroom. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go.
I'm not.
You're high. You high as a motherfucker.
Don't even call me that.
Come on.
Don't even fucking call me that, bitch. Okay? You called me a fucker. Okay? You called me a coward. Well, what is your name? I'll call it in.
No, he doesn't need to give you his name. You need to go.
Well, what's your name?
You don't need to know my name. Let's go.
Yes, because I'm gonna file reports for calling me like names and shit.
I didn't call you a name at all. I said you need to get out.
Like, dude.
No, you're recording, but you're the one who's in the wrong.
I'm not in the wrong.
How are you
like,
in the wrong? You have not left yet. You've been here you're literally just sitting here. You cannot just chill in here. Let's go. Come on.
But I just said, what did I just say? I'm not gonna leave.
Since when
with people threatening me.
Let's go. I need you to go, please. I really don't want the sheriffs to take you out. That's the last thing I want. Trust me. I already called them, but I don't want them to kick you out. That's embarrassing on you.
Right. Since I've now been kicked out of 35 different Planet Fitnesses, I am now declaring war. You'll be blown up soon.
As we just saw, a great example of this would be on February 10th, 2023, when Daniel was kicked out of Planet Fitness for loitering around in the bathroom for several hours doing who knows what. Instead of choosing to use the facilities available, take a shower, put some clean clothes on, and maybe just relax, Daniel crouched over in the bathroom playing on his phone. As such, Daniel has been in a visibly filthy state for months on end. Nails overgrown, dirt crusted underneath them. It is unspecified why Daniel really refuses to shower, he just seemingly dislikes it. However, it has been speculated and assumed that it comes down from some sort of sensory overload that comes with his autism, which he is notably affected with. On February 12th, 2023, Daniel revealed to his TikTok viewers the absolute abysmal state of his health, showing off the injuries his feet had occurred. In late May, Daniel was approached by Brink, a popular TikToker who wished to assist him. Brink helped Daniel immensely by doing deeds such as taking Daniel out for meals and allowing him to bathe and get a haircut, which made him look presentable in public again.
Oh! My head! Oh, fuck! Shit! Dude, it's okay! Dude, it's okay! Calm down! Oh, shit!
Rap on that car. It's coming. They said tell them it's Daniel's birthday.
It is my birthday.
Don't tell them it's your birthday then.
They're gonna want to see my ID.
No, they won't. You
Oh
don't have
yeah,
one,
because
right?
they want to get me drunk.
No, they. Why you film me like that, man?
They want to get me drunk.
Yeah, we'll tell them it's
They
his
want to
birthday.
get me drunk. Here, at Hooters. They want to get me drunk.
Sometime in July, Daniel was introduced to Twitch, a popular streaming service, by Ox, his then manager. At the time, Ox wished to help Daniel by getting him enough money for a long-term living arrangement. He would accomplish this through Twitch, where he would receive donations, payouts, and such for being a Twitch affiliate, and all the fun stuff that comes with having an audience online. Ox would use this money to buy Daniel several hotels or Airbnbs, where Daniel remained relatively frequently. Of course, many people questioned Ox's methods of helping Daniel, as once Ox leaked Daniel's phone number and at one point played a fake video that announced the entire country was being nuked, which we also covered in the last episode. Daniel was told by hotel management he would soon be kicked out. However, this would mark a down spell for Daniel. He broke his phone on July 26, 2022, throwing it at his mentor during a heated argument, most likely referring to Bob Proctor. While Daniel explained the situation, he accidentally dropped his new $300 tablet that he was quote-unquote forced to buy, breaking it. On November 22nd, Brink completely cut off Daniel due to his disagreement with his actions, namely Daniel's pedophilic tendencies and violent outbursts, which he had experienced firsthand. In late July, Daniel began visiting the Developmental Disabilities Resource Center, or the DDRC, to receive steady housing and help get with his miscellaneous legal issues. This would help and finally prove successful, as Daniel would be placed into housing very soon, on August 31st, starting the second housing arc. Not much is known about Daniel's time in this house, as much from this time is lost, but from the video Daniel took about being kicked out, it can be surmised that Daniel had been giving out the address of his disability housing, or at the very least was doxxed, which resulted in several deliveries and pizza bombs. Due to this, a meeting was held to discuss what should happen to Daniel following this. It also did not help that within just a couple of days of moving into the facilities, he had already caused significant damage to the house by punching holes in the wall and having absolute chimp meltdowns. Daniel was evicted on October 16, 2022, and received a $1,000 citation due to the property damage. Miss P, one of his housing providers, told police that she was in fear of her life, which begs the question as to what else Daniel had actually done while in this housing program to make her say this. The eviction includes a notable breakdown from Daniel.
It's nothing to be, discussed.
There's nothing to be discussed?
I've tried to call Reva, my case manager, and she will not cooperate.
What you want her to cooperate and do for you?
Well, she's supposed to be... I can't get security, and I can't get all my stuff set up without Reva and my shield company working all together. My stuff for my safety, popularity stuff that I've talked about at the meetings.
That you talk about in the meetings, but then you give out the address online? So what you expect to happen?
I never gave my address out online.
You never gave your address? You never shared your location on your video?
Nope.
Nothing?
Nope. Yeah, people, it's not my fault nowadays everybody could have a cell phone. So all it takes is for me to go outside the front door, around the block to the school down here, let's say, and my location is fully breached because people are on their phones taking photos of them. Well, I'm not gonna sleep in my room without...
It's like you're recording. So it's like, why does everything need to be so public with you? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's for my safety, because you guys want to kick me out on the street. Robert said that
you broke the window. Miss P has been dealing with you.
Robert's not trying to kick you out, man.
I don't think it's...
I have his number. I am required to, for my company and for my protection.
You understand, but Robert not going to do like, hey, you can't do that, man. You can't bust on...
Listen. So you dealing with him all that right here?
You guys are not doing anything right! You guys are supposed to call my entertainment manager for security reasons! And you guys want to blame me for everything! It's not my fault!
We just blame you for the holes you put in the wall.
No, it's... The reason why that's happening is because you guys are blaming me for all my fucking career!
Yo, do you see your head?
Daniel, go get your coat and shoes, whatever you need to leave the house.
Okay, so I have an update. So I am now kicked back out living on the street again. The police officer that showed up, that the Shield Foundation called, is the same police officer that has written all of my other charges against me. They have now wrote another one for $1,000, estimatively. They do not know, but is what they said. They do not know, but they estimated it at $1,000. They refused to talk to my case manager, Reva, and they called me a liar about my entire management and how we're trying to get all this, sorted out. We need people to all be on the same page. They have completely called me a liar. the situation blew up out of control, and now because of the people showing up on property, phone numbers being leaked, the provider, Miss P, has now came out and told the police that she is in fear for her life and is in fear of my popularity. And she has now come forward and said that. And so the police did write me a citation for $1,000. And they refused to talk to my case manager, Reva. It's a massive mess, and I tried to explain that I have a team that is supposed to be managing popularity concerns, and the police officer tried to tell me to shut up and how it's their job.
After this meltdown, a few days later on October 19th, Daniel spent some time with some seedy, quote-unquote, new friends at Dave & Buster's. The day after this, on October 20th, they brought Daniel to Colorado Springs after spending the night in a hotel. They alleged they realized Daniel was in some serious trouble and dumped him off at a Walgreens to get rid of him. Daniel deemed himself forced to walk back to Denver. He made it as far as Monument, Colorado, before being picked up by some viewers. That night, Daniel refused to go to the safety of a homeless shelter because he thought he was way too famous. Daniel spends most of his time in Denver, Colorado, which has average winter lows of 23 degrees Fahrenheit. Daniel has never been homeless during the winter, which has caused some to doubt his capability to survive in these circumstances. Daniel has already been forced to spend a night in an elevator with other homeless men.
She's like, don't sleep, let it out. She went to the room, like, woke up chilling inside, watching that door, where the fuck I was at. She gone.
On October 25th of 2022, Daniel uploaded a video in which he was sharing an elevator with 3 other assumably homeless men. Lighters are visible in the video, indicating that there may have been some sort of drug use, although this is simply conjecture online. Seeing how cold it was, they could easily use those lighters to warm their hands and fingers. The December 10th incident was significant. On December 10th of 2022, when Daniel had a meltdown in Bob Proctor's car while live streaming on TikTok, the incident is widely considered to be the most notorious of Daniel's meltdowns due to his thrashing of an elderly Bob, who was virtually the last person who genuinely cared about Daniel. The meltdown was triggered by trolls impersonating the motel on the phone, who threatened to kill Daniel if he came back. Now, this all began with Daniel posting on his YouTube community tab, saying he lost his care services and was now financially liable for everything. It would be speculated that that is exactly what went down.
Car. No, you don't understand. You don't. Stop! It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. The motel just threatened to kill me. Get out of my car. Stop! The motel threatened to kill me. The motel threatened to kill me. The motel threatened to kill me. Get out of my car. Get out of my car, Daniel. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm bleeding. Yeah, you're bleeding because you're hitting yourself. But you don't. I've got to get help. I've got to get help. I've got to call the police. No, I'm bleeding. I've got to call the police. I've got to call the police. I've got to get you out of here. And you're trying to kill me. The motel threatened to kill me. I have a person here in my car that's beating me. He's a friend of mine, but he's gone crazy and he's beating me, and I need help. We're in the parking lot of the Harkins Theater in Arvada, but I can't, and he's hitting me, and he's threatening me, and he's just gone crazy.
The incident would include physical violence, with Daniel hitting himself to the point of bleeding. Daniel would hit his mentor Bob, who subsequently called the police. Compared to many other incidents, this is the most infamous one in the Daniel Larson community, being the turning point for many when it came to determining if Daniel indeed was a good person or not, due to the elder abuse he exhibited during this incident. Daniel was kicked out of the motel he was staying at for destroying property, such as microwaves, windows, and other items. This wouldn't be a stretch with his track record of destroying rooms. Another theory is that Daniel's motel details were leaked, directing trolls to call the motel and grumble about Daniel. The motel responded by sending the manager to talk to Daniel about these things. Daniel claimed to have received calls from the hotel saying that if Daniel attempted to come back, they would kill him, most notably with guns. This was clearly from trolls. Nevertheless, Daniel took this at face value, of course, believing every word of it. Daniel would then go to Bob's vehicle, beginning to have an absolute meltdown. Daniel proceeded to go live on TikTok, following a brief YouTube live stream. The live consists of Daniel crying, repeatedly yelling the motel tried to kill him, and Daniel can be seen holding a bloody napkin resulting from his nosebleed. Throughout the video we just saw, Daniel keeps asking Bob for help, who repeatedly tells Daniel to get out of his car. Daniel starts punching himself in the face while accusing Bob of striking him and breaking his arm. Bob reacts angrily, arguing that Daniel was the one who beat himself and he didn't break his arm. After this, Bob threatened to call the police, and Daniel replied by hitting him. After this assault, Bob called the police. While Bob is speaking to the 911 operator, Daniel yells that he needs help and that they, referring to either Bob or the hotel, supposedly had a gun. After this, the TikTok account on which the video was posted was banned shortly after the incident. After, Daniel went live on YouTube while in an ambulance. He ends up lying to the EMT in the ambulance, telling them that the motel called him and threatened to kill him with a gun. Hours later, Daniel would post on YouTube community posts that Bob was going to put his music career on hold for a few weeks. He also said that Bob bought him a plane ticket to California. This would instantly be confirmed by pictures of him at Colorado Springs Airport and going through airport security. Daniel was flown to Los Angeles on a Southwest flight. This was considered by many in the community to be the most significant Daniel incident in 2022 and possibly even in all of his history. This ended up being extremely controversial, as he physically attacked Bob for no seemingly good reason. Many were furious at Daniel, saying that this was the most obvious example of his gaslighting yet. Many had also stated that this is a prime illustration of his mental illness and delusion at play, as he believed that the motel was terrorizing him. His breakdown was a precise instance of Daniel's poor processing of emotions, which could be from his autism or a different mental illness he displays. Even though he was assaulted, Bob never pressed charges against Daniel for this incident. Most importantly, it was also suspected that at the time Daniel was sent to Los Angeles due to the 5150 law in California, which allows an individual to be placed in a psychiatric facility if they are in danger to themselves or others. This would have involved Daniel as he assaulted Bob. However, nothing ever came of this either. Now this would be the beginning of the travel arc, which coincides with this homeless arc. So I'll probably make the next episode the travel arc and go in depth, but we'll finish this episode off on the first couple of months of that travel arc, where he was ending his time in California. So he was in California from December to February. He apparently contracted scabies and was going to all kinds of public areas like Disneyland and all kinds of stuff like that. So residents around the area would start making posts saying, hey, if you see this guy, definitely don't let him near you. He's making videos saying he has scabies and he's going to every possible place that has the most amount of people. Now I know Daniel might not be all there, but sometimes you just gotta be like, come on brother, this is a little wild. While in LA, Daniel would be spotted at a strip club on the 6th of January, despite claiming multiple times not to have any money, which is interesting. Daniel also visited Scientology centers and considered enrolling in college. According to Daniel, after his Scientology center visit, he was convinced that the Illuminati was after him. In some YouTube community posts from this time, he would also claim that he would want to drop his disability services and that he had no control over his life, while claiming the next day that being in California meant he could be in control of his own life, which is, confusing. On December 17th, 2022, Daniel would successfully host a fan meetup, having roughly 6 people visit him on the Hollywood Boulevard. During his overall stay in California, he was speculated to have spent at least 125 days with the same pair of clothes on. This paired with no showers and frequently sleeping in porta potties and garages, it was a catalyst for Daniel eventually contracting scabies. Scabies is a disease where mites burrow deep in your skin and cause intense itching, typically contracted when one has poor hygiene. Daniel would often scratch himself raw to relieve the itching, but his dirty fingernails only made the situation worse. Finally, Daniel went to the emergency room, where he was officially diagnosed with scabies. He was prescribed an $80 lotion, but instead used his money to buy stocks and desserts at fancy restaurants.
Hello everyone, this is Daniel Larson. I have some breaking news. I just moved to Los Angeles, California, and I have quit all of my disability services. So please stay tuned as to what happens next.
I just woke up.
I am being told to get off the lives for my own safety. I've always wondered how you join the Illuminati. Nothing is better than the chocolate-covered hot dog. Damn! This Ukraine war is getting bigger than Lizzo. Please come inside me.
Welcome back to the Daniel Larson Deep Dive. Today we're going to continue the story by getting into the travel arc here. When we left off, Daniel unfortunately burnt all of his bridges, and unfortunately Bob had had enough. So Daniel was sent off to LA, and as we'll see here, he has an interesting couple of months there. I believe this is only about a 3-month period, December 10th through February 13th. It might be a short one, but it will be a tumultuous one. The travel arc refers to the period of time from December of 2022 to May of 2023, during which Daniel Larson traveled across the country, visiting many states. This lengthy arc coincides with the homeless era, partly because of the December 10th incident that we ended on in the last episode. Daniel first traveled by plane to Colorado to Los Angeles, California, where he remained for a couple of weeks, visiting Disneyland and even contracting scabies. He then took a Greyhound bus to Las Vegas, Nevada, where he trespassed in several casino bathrooms before getting banned from all MGM properties. After about 1 month in Las Vegas, he took another bus across the state to Arizona, stopping in Phoenix, Tucson, and Benson. Daniel then traveled through Texas to reach Houston, stopping in El Paso, Big Spring, Sweetwater, San Antonio, and then Houston. Quite the world tour of Texas. While in Houston, Daniel's then manager, I Wish I Had a Dad, bought him a plane ticket from Houston to Newark, New Jersey. He then went to New York City, starting another sub-arc of the travel arc. After some time in New York City, Bob bought Daniel a plane ticket back to Denver, Colorado, thus ending the travel arc. And with that quick summary put together, let us start here at location 1, Los Angeles, California, December 10th to February 13th.
Hello everyone, this is Daniel Larson. I have some breaking news. I just moved to Los Angeles, California, and I have quit all of my disability services. So please stay tuned as to what happens next.
There was widespread speculation in the community that he would be institutionalized in California under the 5150 laws, which allow for the involuntary psychiatric hold of individuals considered a danger to themselves or others for up to 72 hours. Following his arrival, little information was released. Notably, Daniel arrived in Los Angeles without any luggage or personal belongings. In LA, Daniel was spotted at a strip club on the 6th of January despite claiming multiple times that he had no money. Daniel also visited the Church of Scientology centers and considered enrolling in college there. According to Oxus, his then manager, after visiting a Scientology center, Daniel was convinced that the Illuminati was after him and that he was in big trouble.
Our organization, we look at abuses in the mental health field. The museum is exposing those abuses. It's a 500-year history of psychiatry. There's a bunch of video monitors. You can watch short documentary videos, 7 to 10 minutes. There's an introductory video. There's a graphic warning right here. It's no actors, it's all real stuff. Okay. If it gets to be too much, just press play again. The video will turn off. You can walk away. Okay?
All right.
In some YouTube community post from this time, he also claimed that he wanted to drop his disability services and that he had no control over his life, while claiming the next day that being in California meant he could finally be in control of his own life. On December 17, 2022, Daniel successfully hosted a fan meetup with roughly 6 people visiting him on Hollywood Boulevard, and somehow, someway, he convinced them to film this. During his stay in California, he was speculated to have spent at least 125 days consecutively in the same clothing, giving me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. This, paired with no showers and frequently sleeping in porta potties and garages, was a catalyst for Daniel eventually contracting scabies. Scabies is a disease where mites burrow deep into the skin and cause intense itching, typically contracted due to poor hygiene. Daniel would scratch his skin roughly to relieve the itching, but his dirty fingernails only worsened the situation. This can quickly turn into a staph infection and can quickly end your life. Finally, Daniel went to the emergency room where he was officially diagnosed with scabies. He was prescribed an $80 lotion, but instead used his money to buy stocks and desserts at fancy restaurants for whatever reason. On January 17th of 2023, Daniel would enjoy a day at Disneyland due to the increased fan donation. This was because he had been hanging around downtown Disney all morning, spreading his newly contracted scabies, begging for donations. He wasn't being quite honest with everybody. He told them that he overdrafted, when you can clearly hear music of Disney behind him and he's clearly in the lines to the rides. So, was he overdrafted, or was Daniel trying to get some sweet Disney ticket money from the fans? Something you will see quite often in this story is Daniel has a tendency to be conniving about things. He's not very honest and upfront, even though it's very obvious that if he would just say or put some sort of fan donation goal to, say, go to Disney and get content and stuff like that, more than likely people would have donated anyway, because people want to see Daniel Larson be an absolute menace.
Out last night with $40 in debt, and it gave me an overdraft fee at midnight of $50 for not having that payoff. So now I am at a full 100. Like, it's like $89.99 or something like that I'm in debt.
An interesting tidbit before we move on and keep watching some more of this Disney stuff is that Daniel, once again, never told anybody what these donations were for until he was at Disney. But even worse, on top of all that, this was like 24 to 48 hours after he self-admitted that he was a PDF. So imagine this, a day, maybe even 2, back, you admit that you are into children in a very not okay way, and then you're going to Disneyland? Make it make sense.
Hey, what's up everyone? I made it inside Disney. Okay, so I made it inside Disney, but now I want to go to Tom Sawyer's or whatever island. You have to take a boat. There's a tour that I want to do that's $50, so we're asking for donations. Oh my god, apparently you need an extra reservation, so it took too long to get through. Oh, but I made it.
You think it's scary?
No. I mean, probably knows how to fight a couple strong men. Right? Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Ah, this is for the Reddit. You guys can suck it. Oh my god. This is for y'all Reddit. I want heroes. Believe it or not, I actually, that dollar that you guys sent cash out, I literally put in Disney stock. Oh. Yeah, so I mean, I'm holding that for like a year before I pull it out. Oh yeah, the Matterhorn is running. I'm going to do a picture and I'm gonna do a video. No, heroes at Disneyland. This is so worth the flippin' trolls. I could deal with the trolls any day.
Now, because scabies are a very spreadable disease, members of California became concerned about the public health threat Daniel was actually imposing. Warnings about Daniel went viral on Facebook, and members of his community became worried about the possibility of a deep infection, as well as his PDF tendencies. While at the theme park, Daniel uploaded many videos detailing his day. It started with a video claiming that he would need to collect donations for a $50 tour in the park. He later got a churro and ate in front of the merry-go-round. The climax of the Scabies arc began in late January of 2023, where Daniel would post an ominous video of his extreme itchiness due to the bugs in his skin. His scratches were so ferocious that it caused himself to bleed fairly badly.
Oh, so I was just given a pill to get rid of these scabies all over me. It was nice knowing you, friends. Now you're all dead. Nice knowing you. Goodbye.
After some time, Daniel would of course seek medical help at an emergency room again, this time receiving a shot of ivermectin and some sort of pill. As a result of the drugs being injected into him, Daniel made a goodbye post to the creatures that had been living under his skin for the prior month, creepily laughing, kissing his arm, and I don't know, it's very cringy and creepy. Following this visit to the hospital, his symptoms would die down, and it is unknown if he still has scabies to this day, but I would say it's probably unlikely. The second stop of the travel arc started when Daniel left Palmdale, California on February 13th, 2023, getting on a bus to Las Vegas, Nevada. He went to Las Vegas to gain quote-unquote more popularity and hoped to earn enough money to rent a $3,000 apartment in Beverly Hills, California. Many fans speculated that he would get arrested due to the police in Las Vegas being much more strict than in California due to the city's notoriously high crime rate. Daniel arrived in Las Vegas on February 13th, 2023, posting a selfie in front of the Eiffel Tower replica and a video of him wandering the strip. As soon as Daniel arrived in Las Vegas, he met a group of people he claimed were his new friends. On his TikTok account, @DanielLarson he posted videos of him and his new friends doing various activities with each other. Throughout the day, Daniel recorded and posted multiple videos, including his reaction to accidentally donating 40 cents to a quote-unquote effing children's hospital, which thereafter went viral.
Hey guys, I just accidentally donated 40 cents to fucking Children's Hospital.
We are living it big out here.
I'm with a bunch of people right now that are drunker than a bunch of corn dogs.
Hey, we're not a bunch of people, we're corn dogs. Hey, come tell his live that we're corn dogs. We're corn dogs, no, for real.
Listen to her.
Listen to this corn dog, bro. We're corn dogs.
Well...
Listen, we wish nothing but Daniel good health and wealth. All right, donate to his cash app at Daniel Larson Law.
This is what happens when a bunch of fans hang out with me.
God, it smells like shit out here. Which one of you ripped out?
Now, it's a little blurry here, either later on in that night or on Valentine's Day night. I'm not sure if these are two different incidences or the same night. Daniel would be involved in an unfortunate overconsumption of alcohol incident with that same couple. The female would accidentally drop her purse, resulting in coins spilling all over the ground. Daniel would help pick it up and handed it back to the woman. The sad thing is he's the most coherent one in the clip. He does attempt to convince them to pay for a room where he could stay the night with them. This does not succeed though, and he would ultimately quote-unquote lose them and made numerous videos asking them to meet him in various places, assuming they were even watching him. It can be assumed that they ditched him once they reached the Mandalay Bay.
Here we go again. Oh my god. Guys, we need a fucking motel room. You guys need a motel room like they were saying. No, it's not. I don't care if things change. You know, you can barely walk. That's a whole nother issue. You okay, dude?
Yeah, I'm good.
On February 15th, 2023, a prolific troll in the Larson verse, Mythic Sparrow, discovered Daniel's location, leading to calls to an MGM casino where Daniel was sleeping at, without a room of course. At approximately 2 a.m., Daniel was found in the New York hotel and casino bathroom and confronted by 2 security guards. Presumably after he showed resistance, they began to attempt to get Daniel off the toilet aggressively that he was sleeping on to remove him from the property. Daniel would of course respond by screaming and telling the security guards that they wouldn't do anything, and the guards continued to yell at him to leave. After some time, the guards managed to open the stall door. This prompted Daniel to lunge at the guard at the stall seemingly, and the guard told him he needed to calm down and stop acting stupid before he gets treated stupid. Daniel fought with the guards the entire way out, repeating that he had done nothing wrong, as per usual. Daniel was left highly agitated by this incident. He posted many videos of himself visibly distraught, walking along and hitting himself, even telling a random park security guard about all of this, saying that they tried to essay him. The park guard explained to Daniel that the area was closed and that he has to leave, and Daniel did not do this, only resumed his ramble, nearly incoherent to the man. Later in the day, Daniel was reported to have trespassed at another casino, which escalated into him being banned from all MGM properties. The security guard explained that Daniel was caught sleeping 3 times, which Daniel denied. At this point, Daniel came very close to being arrested, but eventually he gave up, left on his terms, stating that the security guards were lying about everything.
No, you not.
Yo, get the fuck up off the toilet.
No, you fucking won't, bitch. No, you fucking won't. You aren't gonna do shit.
Whoa. You better calm the fuck down. You getting stupid now? Let's go right now.
No.
Walk. Get the fuck out.
Don't put your ass like that. Don't fucking touch me like that. I didn't do anything. Don't fucking touch me.
You said come out. You should have right there and got the fuck out.
Don't fucking touch me.
Next time you go in the handcuffs.
Don't fucking touch me. I just like literally got sexually harassed at that motel by security, and I just don't like, they told me that I'm fully trespassed and banned, even though like literally I was just using the restroom for like 5 minutes.
By the daylight hours, he visited yet another MGM casino called Hershey World. He solicited donations and claimed he was going blind for whatever reason. After this, a Daniel Larson Discord group found Daniel's location using his TikTok videos. A member named Stony confronts Daniel and tells him not to talk to the kids nearby. Stony and others then confront the security about Daniel's PDF admissions, resulting in Daniel getting kicked out of the building. Afterward, Daniel was banned from every MGM property. This was substantiated after a user on Reddit revealed Daniel was now in the casino's Biometrica database. Daniel somehow was also convinced to believe that receiving donations will accrue MGM rewards points, despite being banned from all of their establishments, so he could get free motel rooms. This is despite the abysmal conversion rate from points to rewards. Even though he only had a few dollars left on him, and he could have actually afforded a room, nachos were more important to Daniel than a roof over his head. He blew his remaining $50 on these nachos, likely costing him between $25 and $40, even though a room at the Strat was only $32, which was confirmed by viewers.
Guys are not making sense because...
Okay, I'm going to read this trespass to you, and if you do not leave, you will be arrested for trespassing. As a duly appointed representative of the owners of this property, I hereby warn you, you are trespassing upon this property as defined by Nevada Revised Statute.
I'm not trespassing.
207.200. This is our property, and we say you're trespassing. 200. If you do not leave these premises immediately, you will be subject to the arrest for the misdemeanor. For subsequent return to the premises after being duly warned will subject you to immediate arrest for trespassing. Now, are you going to leave, or are you going to be arrested for trespassing?
Like I said, I wasn't trespassing.
You're making it harder.
I just trespassed you. We have the right to do that. That's why.
I wasn't
Are you going to
sleeping,
leave?
though. I wasn't sleeping,
Are you
though.
going to leave, or are you going to be arrested?
No.
We're going to take you outside, or we can take you in back. And I don't want to take you
I
back.
will leave, but I'm not going to sit here and be trespassed. Literally, I was watching the fucking game. I had the right to fucking sit there, and yet they won't allow it.
Following a very eventful February 15th morning, Daniel posted a TikTok around 6 p.m. stating that he would do a 2-hour live stream if he could get a motel room that night. However, this live stream would never come to fruition, as Daniel would fall off the grid entirely. The Daniel Larson community faced a tense week, with no sign of Daniel in over 7 days. This marked the second major blackout concerning Daniel Larson in over 2 years. Users on r/Daniel Larson began to speculate that Daniel Larson had been placed in a psychiatric hold. Others speculated that he lived in the storm drains under Las Vegas, becoming a mole without cell service or a place to charge his phone. Around February 18th, users of r/Daniel Larson would raid the r/Las Vegas subreddit after he seemingly went missing, posting Daniel-related topics, such as missing posters of Daniel. Other content posted was that unfortunate toothbrush video. These posts were quickly removed by r/Las Vegas mods, of course. This caused the moderators of r/Daniel Larson to close the subreddit until further notice, fearing potentially being banned. In a post by user Arthur Denton Welch, it was confirmed that anyone who posted in the Las Vegas subreddit from that moment forward would be permanently banned from theirs.
There's been a bunch of videos that came out on YouTube about Daniel Larson went missing. There was also a couple other things that happened. There was the Daniel Larson subreddit taken down or put into the mods or whatever is doing something with it. Who knows? I don't care about that. What really actually happened was a couple days ago, last week, I got attacked. Somebody walked up behind me and I was inside a casino. They offered to buy me some food, which they ended up doing. And shortly later, when they were offering to buy me a motel room at one of the casinos, as we were walking to the casino, one of the guys came up behind me, punched me, threw me on the ground, and then basically took my phone and ran off running with me on the ground, with my head basically smashed into the ground. I did end up going to the emergency room. I did find out I did have a small fracture in my skull, which will take up to 6 months to fully heal. And I did end up contacting the authorities, and I did press charges on both of the people that were there. One of them was a person in longer hair, African American person, not to be racist or anything like that, but was kind of taller, African American with dreadlocks. There was one person with that seemed pretty confused or was manipulated into taking the phone, and then there was a small Hispanic person, male, that was what I think to be the attacker that took the phone. Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Larson. If anyone is wondering what happened to me the last couple of days.
On February 23rd of 2023, sometime around 4:30 p.m., Daniel returned to TikTok on a new account named Daniel Larson LV. He uploaded videos explaining his absence, claiming it was due to an attack by two quote-unquote fans. Daniel said these two fans approached him at a casino, offering to buy him food, which they did. While walking with Daniel to go to a hotel that they claimed they would pay for, one of the fans struck him from behind and pushed him to the ground. The two then ran off with Daniel's phone. The altercation resulted in Daniel receiving a fractured skull, which he claimed would take 3 to 6 months to heal. This diagnosis occurred during a hospital visit, which seems to verify claims of people seeing him get into an ambulance. Following this, Daniel contacted the authorities and pressed charges against the two, stating that one seemed more complicit than the other. In addition to his return, Daniel claimed he had received $380 in food stamps per month and had secured housing through a company called Sober Homes. These benefits are based in Nevada, signifying that Daniel had no plans to return to LA. Despite this, though, Daniel would later continue the travel arc.
I cannot hide this any longer, but from all my dining and cash-ins, I have probably robbed restaurants over $50,000. Okay, everyone, I have terrible news. So, Sober Homies did kick me out of their service. I did not have enough money to pay for the rent monthly. Okay, this is an emergency, so I was just at Dave & Buster's in Las Vegas, and there was an issue with my debit card. The security banned me from the entire shopping center. I was told to go live, and then they, Dave and Grace would join. That has not happened yet. No, I got verification from Grace. They sent me 2 verifications. Like, they've sent me a video and picture verification. They did say that my fans were doxing them too, so I'm not quite sure. They did say that my fans were doxing them. I got an invite from P spelled with the letters 3. With the number 3. P with the number 3. Like, weird. Okay, I just got another invite. And then Chris Kennedy is going to be blocked for asking.
On February 27th, 2023, somewhere around 11:14, Daniel would post a video to his TikTok account saying that Sober Homes, or as he likes to say, Sober Homies, a housing service he was attempting to get into, had kicked him out of their service due to Daniel not having enough money to pay for his rent. Earlier in the day, Daniel had stated that he would be homeless for another few months at the very least. This resulted in the February 27th situation, during which Daniel uploaded over 50 videos in one day. Later that same day, Daniel dined in Dash at Dave & Buster's. Daniel made a few TikToks talking about his bank account while sitting at the booth inside Dave & Buster's before making one last attempt at asking for a $30 donation to pay his bill. Roughly about an hour later, he was seen posting a video of him walking outside the building, explaining that there was an issue with his credit card and that he was banned from the shopping center where Dave & Buster's is located. A bit after that video, he posted another video in which he claimed that the February 23rd attack happened on Fremont Street. On February 28th, Daniel would privatize his TikTok account after his phone number was leaked. The leak most likely has something to do with him giving his number to someone pretending to be Grace Vanderval. Later that night, Daniel was encouraged to go live, which he did. He then spent the entire live stream asking for Grace and Dave to join, since this account was private. However, it was hard for some fans to watch it if they had not already been following him. The live stream ended swiftly and mostly uneventfully.
Okay, folks, get ready for the biggest incident of all of Daniel Larson history so far. Let's do this. Okay, I'm going to go into a casino with a firework, and then I could see how real firing works. Me being homeless, it's not going to fix the issue. Yeah, it will temporarily fix the issue, but not permanently. And chances are they're going to come back, but come back worse. As far as the dynamite, I literally left it at that place. I just left it at the casino, so shit's about to go down. Gotta love that dynamite. I'm on to the next place, and I'll cause a ruckus there. I'm gonna continue to do so.
Daniel was inside a restaurant when he would start uploading several videos. Around this time, Daniel posted a video in which he said, "Where is the nearest fireworks shop?" and then added, "I have an idea," while smiling at the camera. Many were alarmed by this, and rightfully so. 10 minutes later, Daniel would upload yet another video. He had left the restaurant and was walking outside. Daniel would say in this alarming video, "Okay folks, get ready for the biggest incident of Daniel Larson's history so far. Let's do this." A few videos later, Daniel posted the most concerning one yet, in which he claimed he was going into the casino with a firework and then said, "I can see how real firing works now," before laughing at the camera. Considering what would happen a year later, these threats would not serve him well. Daniel Larson went live shortly after posting the videos. The videos resulted in the ban of his TikTok account, Daniel Larson LV, while he was still live streaming. This would not be Daniel's last time making threats though. Shortly after Daniel Larson LV was banned, Daniel created a new account on TikTok called Love Daniel Larson Forever. After creating the account, Daniel uploaded 3 ominous videos. His next post would be made on his YouTube account, Daniel Larson 2023. He uploaded a video using the YouTube Shorts feature, saying that the Love Daniel Larson Forever account had been banned. Strangely, the TikTok account was still up, as were the 3 videos on it. However, it was more likely that the account had been hacked, and he could no longer access it. Many people in the comments pointed this out, but Daniel never seemingly responded to any of them.
TikTok dance! Do a dance, do a dance! Hey, hey! Hey, hey, hey!
Between March 2nd and 14th of 2023, Daniel did not post to any of his social media accounts and had claimed to have been in a mental hospital in Las Vegas. Daniel claimed that one of the psychiatric doctors didn't want to release him due to his online presence, that according to him, they said that it was ugly. Daniel stated that he had been put there due to another attack at the Strat Hotel, which resulted in him being banned for life. On March 17th, Daniel posted a video stating, "Okay, my bus ticket is now booked from Las Vegas to Phoenix." Later, Daniel uploaded 11 videos of himself on the way to Phoenix on the Las Vegas monorail. He would also upload a screenshot of Phoenix, Arizona from Google Images. He would also upload a screenshot of Phoenix, Arizona from Google Images and a picture of himself with a sausage in his mouth for some reason. 6 hours later, he uploaded another video titled, "On My Way to Phoenix, Baby." He documented his 5-hour journey through several videos of himself on a bus. He recorded himself and the landscape in these videos as the bus passed. Eventually, he made it to Phoenix. He created several videos thanking people for Cash App donations. He mentioned that he was not taking his Latuda medication because it was making my speech slurred and it was making me more confused to the point to where I couldn't think straight. Now, while that may have been a side effect he was dealing with, clearly Daniel needed to be on his medications.
Currently in Arizona, in a small town. Can't say the name of the town, mainly for safety. I was going to go to El Paso, but I'm going to have to cancel that. Yesterday I was receiving death threats over going to El Paso, so I'm not going to El Paso until I can get security. This morning I called the Denver County Court's office. I checked the warrants that I have. They said that I had one warrant, and I can go online, and it doesn't cost a single dollar. So all I have to do is go online, schedule a new court date, contact my lawyer. Fortunately, like I was saying in a previous video, about a month ago when I got attacked down in Las Vegas off of Fremont Street, and I got my phone stolen in the attack, and I had to press charges. I lost contact with all of my lawyers, everybody, all of my contacts, everything that was on that other phone, including court evidence for my legal stuff. So who knows if I'm going to win the case. That had over 250 screenshots on my old phone that were going to be needed for my court case, and I lost everything. 250 screenshots is a lot of evidence. But we are going to be getting everything on the move on here soon.
On March 21st, Daniel uploaded a video in which he walks down the side of the road. In this video, Daniel explains some things have happened to him recently. Although Daniel never stated the town he was in, users on the subreddit would come to find where he was based on the video. He apparently had showed some sort of monument that was found on Google Maps pretty quickly. The monument was in Benson, Arizona, roughly 50 miles southeast of Tucson. Daniel uploaded more videos in Benson as he walked through it. In many of these videos, however, it was challenging to hear Daniel due to the wind, meaning that some of what he was saying to tell the viewers was lost. The video does end abruptly in mid-sentence, so that's unfortunate. Daniel's trip from March 22nd to March 31st involved taking the wrong bus to El Paso, where he faced threats from a troll named C, encountered the police in a cafe, experienced multiple relocations due to troll activity, and ended up in Houston, where he would face additional harassment, ultimately leading to a series of regrettable events and police dealings before leaving for San Antonio and later Houston.
So, kind of crazy, kind of funny. If you guys want to hear a story? Literally last night when I was on the bus, I got onto the completely wrong bus and I ended up in El Paso. I was supposed to go to Roswell, but I got onto the completely wrong bus and I ended up all the way in El Paso, Texas, which was my original plan. But was supposed to be yesterday a $40 bus ticket turned out to be a $120 bus ticket. So not quite good. Yes, at least I made it further to New York, closer to New York than I was expecting. El Paso is closer in Roswell would have been to the direction that I have to go, since I'm going to Florida first. Absolutely beautiful. Sunrise.
On March 24th, Daniel arrived in Big Spring, Texas. Daniel claimed that he had lost his debit card early on in the day. He then proceeded to spend the next several hours of that day searching for it. Daniel would go live on TikTok, documenting his adventures around the city. Unfortunately, though, things would take a turn for the worse. Daniel began live streaming their time, hiding behind a shopping cart in Walmart for some reason. He would claim that the white pickup truck that was parked in the parking lot was apparently following him and waiting for him. He had notified security about the situation. He also claimed that the car's owner strategically parked it so that he could have a complete view of the parking lot. Daniel also alleged that before he started his live stream, he had tried to leave the store, but the white pickup truck began to follow him, so he went back inside. Later on, an employee can be heard telling Daniel that he checked the parking lot and did not see a white pickup truck. Daniel would exit the store and then show the parking lot to obtain evidence, or whatever he considers evidence. The white pickup truck was not there, but a black pickup truck now drove past Daniel and parked in front of the store, which made him suspicious. Out of paranoia, Daniel hid behind a vending machine. Eventually, Daniel decided to flee to a neighboring gas station and ran across the parking lot. While running, Daniel claimed that a white car sped through the parking lot and believed it was trying to catch up to him. Daniel entered the gas station and asked the cashier to call the police. 2 cars were stalking him and sending him death threats through the chat on his live stream. Another employee offers to make a phone call for Daniel. While this employee was calling the police, Daniel would tell them about his internet fame and detailed his alleged stalkers. After he described the vehicles in question, Daniel and the cashier went outside to look for them, and after a brief search, both agreed the parking lot was clear. Daniel returned to the store and continued to wait for the black pickup truck for whatever reason. Eventually, Daniel claimed that the white car had returned and showed an employee. Having already tried their best to help him, the employees asked Daniel to please leave the store, to which he would comply, surprisingly. Multiple customers and employees assured Daniel he was safe outside the store, and for the rest of his live, Daniel walked down random streets giving motivational speeches.
I am now collaborating with Blade and Playboy Cardi. Please stay tuned as I do the 3-way. Thank you. I just have a serious question that I do need to ask, okay?
Go ahead.
So recently I gained a bunch of popularity.
All right, we're done
over
here.
social media.
We don't have time for that.
Okay, but
can you leave?
Somebody has been doxing my okay. Put into the police department that you guys are not cooperating. Call fucking dispatch. Call fucking dispatch. Hey, you're putting me in physical danger. Bitch! I told you that I was getting doxxed!
On March 28th, Daniel made it to Sweetwater, Texas after riding on a Greyhound bus for 20 minutes and getting off at the first stop. Daniel claimed he saw a white pickup truck at the station. He decided to stay at the station due to the presence of this truck, which he deemed a security threat. A few people found Daniel's location, as the business name was in the background of a video he had posted. Multiple people attempted to get Daniel kicked out, even calling the police to his location, but to no avail. Daniel was offered $20 to mop the bathrooms at the truck stop, which he accepted. Later that day, in an upload to TikTok, Daniel said he would collaborate with the rapper Playboy Cardi in Atlanta. Daniel would leave Sweetwater later in the evening and headed to San Antonio. Now, it was hard to find footage from the San Antonio stuff. Daniel arrived in San Antonio, Texas on March 29th. He went live on TikTok while sleeping at the Greyhound station. During the live stream, an employee woke Daniel from his slumber and kicked him out of the building. This was evidently due to the business receiving numerous and plentiful calls regarding him. Daniel uploaded multiple videos of him walking around the city while simultaneously shouting at people for Cash App donations. In one video, he shouted out Jeffrey Epstein. Like I said, I was unable to locate this footage. Daniel arrived in Houston later on the 29th. Daniel would upload videos of himself being kicked out of the Greyhound bus station. Later, would post some pictures of himself outside of the bus station as well. As As soon as staff were alerted of his presence, they would once again kick him out because he would be hanging around in and outside of the station. Again, Daniel makes weird decisions. Nobody really knows what's going on. In one video, an employee could be heard telling Daniel that he was being kicked out for calling the police to the location during his first visit. Daniel claimed he had received a death threat, which was what had prompted the 911 call. But the business does not care. The employees are just trying to do their job. After being kicked out, Daniel would once again go to another establishment. I believe the establishment he went to has been identified as Bonchon. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. He was soon kicked out after multiple calls. Daniel would then go live on TikTok back at the Bonchon, where he was then again kicked out for a second time. Daniel then posted a video of him talking to the police in which he screamed at them to call in dispatch. We saw this in the previous clip. He would then scream, "I told you I was getting doxxed," and threw up a middle finger to the police.
Daniel Larson is in New York!
At this point in the timeline, Daniel would pick up a new manager who went by the screen name of I Wish I Had a Dad. I Wish I Had a Dad would quickly get doxxed, which resulted in his criminal record being exposed. It was discovered that he had charges of child abuse against him, for which he had admitted to having served time for. While he claims the mother of his children was actually the perpetrator and he just took the fall, I Wish I Had a Dad says he is sober, living with another man, and trying to be a good parent even though he supports Daniel, who is a known PDF. A third party in Discord proposed flying from Houston to New York City. I Wish I Had a Dad liked the idea and subsequently purchased a plane ticket for Daniel. It was claimed that Daniel bought the ticket himself, though how would he have paid for such an expense remains vague. He had only made around $68 in donations. The server admin took a portion of this sum as well. On the night of April 2nd, Daniel was located in the airport's Marriott conference room and later Denny's. He later informed the Discord server that he had left the wrong airport to slow down the information leaks. I Wish I Had a Dad implemented a cooldown and set sensors, and so it was I Wish I Had a Dad attempted to put measures in place to keep trolls from doxing him as quickly, but that defense never really lasted too long.
I was just in there and I bought something, so he might like tweak out.
Yeah, so it should be good.
I buy
I've asked you to leave. I've asked you to leave. We're on the phone with the police. I've asked you to leave. No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm on the phone with my security.
Smoking crack or tweak?
No, I'm not. Stop lying. Get out of here before I call the police. Who? Okay, so one of them is one of the guys that was sending death threats on Reddit.
Daniel.
I've asked you to leave.
Daniel.
I've asked you to leave. We're on the phone with the police.
Daniel.
I've asked you to
Come on,
leave.
Daniel. You know me.
No, I don't.
You do. We're friends.
No, I don't. I'm on the phone with my security.
Are you smoking crack or tweak?
No, I'm not. Stop lying. Sorry, I'm famous, and I don't know any of these people. And they're impersonating my security. They've been following me around this entire block.
Smoking crack or tweak?
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. If you do not leave, I'm calling the police.
So, this is what I look like after I got assaulted by two fans in New York City in 2023. Fortunately, I don't have any fractures that I know of. I did have a fairly good-sized cut on my nose, but that's about it.
On April 5th, 2023, Reddit user Cybercrimer uploaded a recording of a private Discord call between Daniel, his management, and someone pretending to be Olivia Vanderval to Reddit. In the recording, Daniel was heard and and somewhat seen getting into an altercation with a worker at the bodega after being asked to leave the premises. The trigger for this incident occurred when ZocMonkey of the Daniel Larson subreddit posted multiple video recordings of himself harassing Daniel, beginning at a restaurant before showing up at a bodega. The fans repeatedly asked Daniel questions, such as whether he smoked crack or tweaked. They also lied to Daniel, claiming they were his friends, which caused him to become even more agitated. Daniel can be seen throughout the videos talking about an unspecified security force and threatening to call the police on ZocMonkey. Daniel can be seen talking about harassment to the employee he would soon punch, suggesting the previous fan interaction may have influenced Daniel's poor behavior and eventual removal from the store. However, there is no documentation or video evidence of these teenagers encouraging Daniel to assault the bodega employee, unlike his management and this fake Olivia account, who are documented encouraging such behavior.
Finally, I'm back home.
On May 20th of 2023, months after starting this travel arc, Daniel finally secured a flight out of New York City. This came after being deceived multiple times by false promises of transportation to various destinations across America, including a supposedly all-expenses-paid trip to Disney World courtesy of Justin Bieber. Daniel documented the flight with TikTok slideshows and also shared it with Reddit user Sync, who captured some photos of him. Upon landing in Denver, Colorado, he shared a video in which he gave a heartfelt, "Finally I'm back home," blowing a kiss to the camera. Later that night, Daniel would post photos of some drinks, claiming to enjoy a dinner with Bob at Olive Garden. And this is where the travel arc officially ends, and we will begin the Cameo arc. And this would only begin a few days after him returning home.
Happy birthday to Lewis from Daniel Larson. Also, I just woke up. And also, this is hello from Daniel Larson to Luke Griffin. Love y'all. See you all on the flip side.
I just woke up.
I am being told to get off the lives for my own safety. I've always wondered how you joined the Illuminati. Nothing is better than the chocolate-covered hot dog. Damn! This Ukraine war is getting bigger than Lizzo. Please come inside me.
When we left off, we had just finished the travel arc and Daniel had just gotten back home to good old Colorado. Back in the safety of his familiar environment, on May 31st of 2023, Daniel Larson created a Cameo account to earn some money. After World of T-Shirts created a Cameo page and it was doing seemingly well, Daniel's fans suggested that he do the same. Eventually, these efforts would be successful, as Daniel created an account named Daniel Larson Superstar. Daniel promoted his Cameo on his YouTube community page, desiring the extra income, of course. Cameo is a website that allows you to pay celebrities or people that you follow to send custom messages, such as birthday wishes, congratulations, etc., etc. The average price for one of these videos fluctuates. You can charge as much as you like in theory, and some people may charge more than others. Daniel's videos on Cameo were questionable quality, especially given their high price point, as he would frequently mispronounce words and, on most occasions, not even follow the directions. This would not serve him in the long run, as of August 16th, 2023, Daniel's account would soon be banned for multiple unknown reasons. However, this likely was because Daniel scammed multiple people by not fulfilling the request and taking their money. Despite attempts to return to the website, Daniel's accounts are always quickly terminated. The initial price for a Cameo from Daniel started around $21, then quickly went up to $25, then quickly to $60, then reported to a high of $85, presumably only getting higher due to his greed. Only when Daniel realized his prices drove away his customers did he start to lower them. On June 16th of 2023, Daniel raised the price to $50 again. He then posted on his YouTube community page, "I just had to update the minimum amount of cameos because people have been requesting complete nonsense." Although this is unclear, and we don't really have any context as to what he means by this.
Hey everyone, my name is Daniel Larson. Please check out my Cameo. It is the regular retail price of my Cameos is $200. So please check it out and don't forget to hook me up. This message is from Annabelle to Ethan from Daniel Larson. So if I had to give any advice on woodworking, I would definitely stroke it. That would really make some good wood. Have a great rest of your day.
Later, on June 18th, Daniel raised the price for a personal Cameo tenfold to $500. In another post to his YouTube community page, Daniel wrote, "I just had to change the price of the Cameos due to the current situation and legal crap. Along with the cost of the Cameo itself, there was also a $99 booking fee, thus bringing the total cost of the Cameo to almost $600. Later that same day, Daniel raised the price to a single Cameo to $830. Considering the $99 booking fee, this would have cost almost $1,000. The price of a single Cameo from Daniel was raised and lowered several times throughout the day, reaching a maximum of $1,069 before reduced back down to $900, totaling almost $1,000 including the booking fee.
Oh my God, my finances are skyrocketing through the roof. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I have made $5,000 in a week. So apparently my bank account took everything from savings and put it into checking to pay for the ticket from last week when I went to the concerts.
The next day on June 19th, the price was then returned back to $50, though it soon increased again to $100. The number of reviews has not changed much since he started rapidly changing his pricing. However, this does not necessarily mean he has not sold a single Cameo since. On June 20th, the price was lowered to $40. On June 27th, Daniel lowered the price to $10 and uploaded a video thanking everyone for their support and stating that he had made $5,000 in the past week. A day later, his bank would automatically take away some money from his checking account to pay for some concert tickets he had apparently bought. This financial crisis resulted in Daniel making several YouTube community posts and raising his Cameo price to $1,000 on June 28th.
Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Larson. I want to say that I am now making enough Cameo sales to be able to fully pay for my recording studio sessions. So thank you.
Daniel would make significant money on Cameo before being banned. On July 12th of 2023, there were 96 verified reviews. Given the substantial price fluctuations, assuming that everyone paid $30 and that all the customers left a review may be unrealistic. However, using these assumptions, one can assume that Daniel had made at least $1,200 on videos alone. Considering the $3 message option, and the assumption that not everyone who bought a Cameo left a review, Daniel probably cleared well over $1,300 in Cameo sales, although this figure is mere speculation. On June 16th, 2023, Daniel uploaded a video to YouTube announcing that he had made enough money to pay for more studio sessions. Not getting a hotel, not getting food, not getting somewhere to sleep, but studio sessions. On July 23rd, 2023, Daniel posted a TikTok showing an all-time balance of $5,772.39. Someone commented on TikTok asking Daniel how he had spent $6,000, to which he responded, "Motels." The sudden influx of cash has made Daniel more confident in his ability to find an apartment, though he never gets any permanent housing.
I found an apartment for $3,000 a month, and I really like the location and I like the views.
The sudden influx of cash has made Daniel more confident in finding an apartment, though he never ever finds any sort of permanent housing. On July 22nd of 2023, Daniel posted that he had found an apartment for $3,000 a month and liked the location and views. Numerous people, including Flexburger, had contacted Cameo to get Daniel banned from the platform. In response to these demands, Cameo has said that Daniel has not broken their terms of service and will continue to be welcomed on their platform. Since Since the beginning of the Cameo arc, Daniel has not promoted his Cash App like he normally would on YouTube or TikTok. This may be due to the revenue he was receiving from Cameo. Now, it has been claimed very heavily that Daniel did not save a dime from his Cameo funds. Instead, he spends them all on things like quesadillas and alcoholic drinks. At one point, money would disappear, leaving Daniel with less cash to spend than he thought he would have, where he made further efforts to promote his Cameo.
This message is for Joanna. Please check out my song Something More on Spotify. This message is for Jesse. Please check out my song Merry Go Round on iHeartRadio.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
It would be at this point that Daniel would simply stop following prompts he was paid to read. Instead, he would blatantly ignore them, stick his tongue out at the screen, or boldly state to the camera that he refused to make the request, was thankful for the money, or would just show one of his songs. Daniel's time on Cameo showed a profound lack of understanding of how the application actually worked, as he only saw it as a free, never-ending source of money. This would prove dangerous as his reviews almost instantly tanked under 3 stars, filled with people complaining about not fulfilling their request and advising others to not waste their money on Daniel. Daniel's inability to follow basic prompts would soon take a turn for the worse though, as doing this was against Cameo's terms of service and would result in an almost instant suspension, which would soon follow for poor old Daniel.
I just had $150 stolen from me in Cameo when my Cameo got banned.
I need everyone to stop buying cameos that say Daniel Larson. I no longer have the app.
On August 16th, 2023, Daniel was suspended from Cameo. Although the exact reason is unknown, Daniel was likely suspended after multiple reports regarding Daniel not fulfilling Cameo requests and taking money from those who had not received what they had paid for. A few days after this, Daniel would receive a message from a troll claiming to work for Cameo, telling him to make the request he was asking for or he would be banned forever. Even though this was most likely from a troll, this would be a sign of things to come. After being banned, Daniel would go to his YouTube community tab to complain about his Cameo banning and blame others, mainly his then manager Warren, for getting his Cameo account banned.
Hey Daniel Larson, I just wanted to let you know I started doing Grace Vanderwall, you fat nose fuck. She loves the rhythm of my tism and I can't wait to tag team with her. Quinn, your fan, call the codes now, your fan base is mine, you smell.
Okay, this message goes to Michael Quinn and World of T-Shirts. I am from all of my concerts. So is Grace. You guys are never welcome. Thank you, Grace Vanderwall, for helping set up my Cameo and getting me unbanned.
As a quick bonus to end this all out, on December 15th, 2023, Daniel Larson would return to Cameo under the name Daniel Larson Work 2024, claiming that Grace, who was being impersonated by a well-known community troll named Lucas, helped him get unbanned. The initial price for a private message was $20 and a Cameo was $30. However, this was ultimately futile, as this new account did not last 24 hours and was banned early on December 16th.
I might be getting a scholarship to CU Boulder.
With that arc coming to an end, the next arc would be the college arc. Now, I do know in between there was a small arc called the dog arc, but there's not a lot of info on that. There's not a lot of footage for it, so unfortunately there's not really much for me to piece together visually for you there. But I might touch on that in the future. Anyways, the college arc, or the first college arc as some refer to it, is a period in early September when Daniel Larson believed he was attending college after going to a frat party on the University of Colorado Boulder grounds with a fake ID, provided by a student enrolled at the university. On September 10th, 2023, Daniel claimed he he would be enrolling at CU Boulder. Days after this claim, Daniel posted several community posts regarding his enrollment process, claiming to have a scholarship, a roommate, and a live stream on September 12th, during which he pondered which subject he would major in. Daniel claimed to have officially enrolled in CU Boulder. However, he was just wandering around the campus, live streaming and attending parties. Pi Kappa Tau, a fraternity at CU Boulder, became friends, quote-unquote, with Daniel. The false friendship fueled his delusions that he was a student at the college. Daniel's interactions with them at frat parties began to be posted on his TikTok and YouTube channels.
Ready, say it loud.
Hi, this is Daniel Larson, and you guys should buy Capita.
On September 12, 2023, Nathan, a fraternity member, posted a TikTok video under the username @22doe. In it, Daniel is seen holding up a fraternity t-shirt while exclaiming, "Hi, this is Daniel Larson," apparently peddling the t-shirt of this fraternity, mispronouncing the fraternity's name in the process. Following this incident, however, Nathan quickly set his account to private due to the backlash from several people who were angry that he had supposedly befriended a known PDF file. Daniel's time at CU Boulder was cut short, however. It followed an arrest for third-degree assault. Supposedly, this assault was the result of Daniel being under the impression that Coach Deion Sanders wanted to visit him at the college. After being told the coach was not there, Daniel angrily attacked a security guard. The college arc lasted from September 10th to September 16th, making it the second shortest arc in the Daniel Larson saga after the Dark arc, which lasted a mere 6 days.
Oh, he's the ooh. Oh, really? Fuck you, dude. All right,
You want to go?
You better watch your mouth. Get his ass, Daniel. Get his ass. Daniel, get his ass. Did you hear World of T-shirts is actually he's coming here as well. He's doing the second level of entertainment. World of T-shirts is coming. Yep. Too? Mm-hmm. He just committed. I think your dorm's over here.
Oh, that's Andrew's hall.
Andrew's hall? Oh, it's right here. He's on that hole. Right there. On that hole. Finally made it to the last destination, Daniel. You want to try and go in or what? Your next home. You're home for the next how long are you gonna be here?
4 years.
Next 4 years, Daniel, right here. Oh shit. Good for you, though. You're gonna be really good at entertainment by the end of it. Just watch out. You might want to go up to entertainment too, because Josh is in it as well. We're not allowed to go in, but we'll wait for you, Daniel. Let's go. What the? Hey, Daniel, I had a good tour with you, man. Let me know how it goes. See you around campus. See you at the game. And don't leave nowhere for no girls, right? This guy's a troll. This guy's a fucking troll. Wait, you're a troll? This guy's a troll. He's been trolling us the whole time. He was never the tour guy. Someone's been trolling us.
David, just stay away from me.
This guy's a fucking troll, Daniel. This guy's been a troll the whole time? Are you serious? Daniel.
On September 13th of 2023, Daniel was approached by several students at CU Boulder after they recognized him at that frat party on the 12th. These students convinced Daniel that he was indeed a student at the university and that he had living arrangements there, or in Daniel's words, housing. A student gave him a tour, showing him around several areas of the school. As we can see, it would turn into quite the crap show and just be a tumultuous time for Daniel, dealing with a bunch of trolls and finding out he indeed has nowhere to stay on campus. During that night, Daniel was filmed at Taco Junkie Tequila Bar with members of that same fraternity. In the video, Daniel was recorded kissing an unknown woman on the cheek. This is the first documented instance of Daniel having any kind of intimate interaction with the opposite sex, or at least anyone over the age of 18.
That's fire! That's fire!
On that same day, Daniel uploaded a video of a person at the college whom he believed to be Flexburger. Now, there is no proof at all that this was Flexburger, and it was likely more someone lying to Daniel to get a reaction from him. The false Flexburger flipped him off, repeating "F you, Daniel." The full video of the incident was posted by Larson Leak, a channel owned by the real Flexburger. On September 14th, 2023, Several videos were posted to the r/Daniel Larson subreddit by ClearValue6404, a throwaway account created by an unknown individual. It is uncertain when it's not really known when these videos were recorded, as many were filmed at nighttime. Daniel can be seen eating with his new friends and trying to crack jokes with them. They were likely filmed the night before they were uploaded, if I had to guess.
Okay, that is Flexburger.
Flexburger has been caught officially on he was giving us a fake tour the whole time.
Flexburger. This is Grace Vanderwall's sister.
This is a Maya Swag Classic. Maya.
Right? And I'm Grace Vanderwall's sister, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like a young Elon Musk. Peace for all.
Yeah, go in there. Just don't sit down.
Yeah, I got rabies. Like Sheldon was a porch monkey. I never seen it. People are being actually dangerous.
Okay, so if people are being dangerous, you can say the N-word.
If I need to for safety, just scare them off.
Like a tactical slur.
Wait. Your phone said I can't give you my number.
Daniel.
You got it? Good job, Daniel. Good job, Daniel.
In these videos, Daniel can be seen trying to bench press an empty bar, documenting an interview with the trolls, and doing a dorm tour during which Daniel is mocked endlessly. Most noteworthy is the interview, which takes place on a rooftop. Daniel needs to provide more info regarding his childhood, stating that he never had a permanent home until social services eventually took him. He also calls his mother an idiot during this quite a few times. Maya Swag69 is a TikToker who uploaded a couple of videos with Daniel. The group convinced Daniel that the TikTok account owner was Grace's sister. Maya also captured a second angle of the bench press attempt. An anonymous TikTok user commented on one of her videos, "Imagine you get Daniel Larson as your roommate." Maya responded, "I would burn the room and kill all the scabies."
Bro, it's Daniel Larson. Holy shit, Daniel Larson. No fucking way. Take out his ass. Holy shit. Oh my god. They're fucking taking him down.
On September 16th, 2023, Daniel was arrested for third-degree assault at Folsom Fields after allegedly hitting a security guard while trying to access the field with the intent of meeting and joining Deion Sanders on stage. In reality, a troll impersonated Deion Sanders while motivating Daniel to trespass on the university's property and enter the football facility to meet him. After continually trying to meet with the false coach, Daniel was arrested after hitting a different coaching staff member out of frustration. TikTok user Angel Opira 600 captured some videos before Daniel's arrest. In the video, Daniel claims to be a campus student as he's being escorted away by security.
So I was at the game, CU game this past weekend, and I was supposed to be singing the national anthem. And one of my fans, or I should say haters from my fan base, called the security at the CU game on me, said I was creating a scene, which I wasn't. And it was just two security guards trying to use my fan base for their publicity. And it got to the point to where I told them I was a student. They told me to leave campus. But since I had a college dorm, I can't leave campus if I want to go to my college dorm, right? So I tell them I have a college dorm and I'm a student. They told me that's a lie without verifying if that was true or not. And then all they did was they called Boulder Sheriff and got me arrested. Now I'm banned from CU. And it's under investigation. Yeah, kind of bullcrap.
On September 19th, 2023, Daniel was released from Boulder County Jail. He began posting again on his community tab and going live on his bus ride. During the bus ride, a fan recognized him and asked him if he was a student at CU Boulder still. Daniel responded, "Not anymore." He then explained to the fan what had happened and took a picture with him. After a couple of minutes, Daniel began explaining the situation to the crowd again. He explained how 2 security guards were just trying to use his fame and how they did not believe Daniel was a student. When the security officers did not believe him, they called the Boulder Sheriff, which led to his arrest subsequently. On September 14th, 2023, Daniel uploaded a video of himself at Panera Bread being interviewed by somebody named Dylan. Daniel titled the interview, "They Called the Police on Me." Dylan stated on Discord that he had been at Panera Bread in Boulder, Colorado, with friends when he spotted Larson. So he asked if he could conduct an interview, to which Daniel agreed. While interviewing Daniel, they discussed many topics, including Larson's prospects of becoming president, how he would run the country if elected, and his plans for a future record label. When asked about the war in Ukraine and how he would end the conflict, Daniel would answer, "I would nuke a tiny country." He further explained that this would make everyone wonder what's going on and who did it. At the same time, it would act as a warning to Russia. When Dylan questioned this proposition, Daniel would say he would pair up with the UK and wait and see what happens.
Supervisory, I'm not aware of a bubble. My hands on, took me to the ground. That's fine, those for shift wounds. And tried to punch me. Then as we're walking him over here, trying to get him over to you guys, I can copy that. Donkey kicks back and takes the other guy. Okay.
Yeah, just take it back.
You're not gonna fight us, me? I'm not.
Okay. Let's take you back.
We are gonna put you in cuffs, so just until we figure out what's going on, okay?
Okay, so there was a major miscommunication.
Okay.
So I am a student here at CU.
Okay.
Deion Sanders.
You're currently enrolled?
I am. So that's part of the issue. I am not enrolled yet,
Okay.
but I did get a full scholarship.
So you're an applicant at this
Yes.
point?
I'm an applicant.
But you
and
don't have a Buff 1 card?
I don't have a Buff 1 card because I'm supposed to get that on Monday.
On November 30th, 2023, Daniel appeared in front of a judge and pleaded guilty to attempted third-degree assault, which is a Class 2 misdemeanor. Daniel was placed on a 12-month probation program and was ordered to perform 48 hours of community service and attend anger management classes. He was also fined an undisclosed amount of money. Luckily for Daniel, the judge would dismiss 2 counts against him. The judge also ruled that Daniel must stay away from Folsom Field. Daniel asked the judge if he could apply to CU despite being banned from the field. The judge confirmed that yes, he could.
Mr. Larson, your case is 23M1704, People versus Daniel Larson. And Mr. Larson, you're present out of custody and on bond. Mr. Rosenbach is here for the people. I know you, Mr. Rosenbach, have been talking, and I saw some paperwork being exchanged. Mr. Rosenbach, what do you have to report?
We have a position today, which would be either pleading guilty to an added count 3 of attempted assault,
Okay.
or an amended count 1 or 2.
We'll do added count 3.
So added count 3 of attempted assault, to serve 12 months of probation, to do anger management, evaluation, and treatment, 48 hours of useful public service.
And that's a Class 2 misdemeanor.
And with that brings the college arc to a close. At least the first one anyway. You heard that right. Unfortunately, Daniel does have another run-in with colleges down the road. Next, we will be covering the jail arc, which is unfortunately a notorious one that is going to have many ups and downs for our hero, Daniel Larson.
Hey, old Granny. I finally got my haircut done.
I just woke up.
I am being told to get off the lives for my own safety. I've always wondered how you joined the Illuminati. Nothing is better than the chocolate-covered hot dog. Damn! This Ukraine war is getting bigger than Lizzo. Please come inside me.
The reverse mohawk or reverse mohawk arc refers to a period when Daniel's hair was cut by some trolls, resulting in an interesting haircut. On October 23, 2023, Daniel acquired a haircut from a pair of trolls, one of whom he referred to as his assistant. The haircut was initiated with scissors, but eventually advanced to a razor, leaving Daniel with a large patch of hair removed from the middle of his head. Not long after, the trolls claimed that their car was broken into while they went to go get the blow dryer. Later, their story changes to their car being completely stolen and nowhere to be found before abandoning Daniel and immediately leaving him with that haircut. Daniel never finished his haircut, which left him looking utterly ridiculous for some time. Some group members responsible for the cut also caused the Haagen-Dazs and fake security incidents. The reverse mohawk arc ended in November 2023 when his hair finally grew out. Daniel's TikToks posted on his Daniel Larson Freedom account mainly captured the haircut and subsequent interaction with the trolls. Daniel agreed to receive a haircut from someone he did not realize was a troll. The haircut started pretty tamely using scissors, and, well, let's just take a look.
So guys, I'm getting a haircut here. Just, hey, slow down there, slow down. Boy, I look nice today.
Wait, let me see, Daniel.
As we can see, the haircut starts fairly tamely with a pair of scissors, as we mentioned previously. However, in this video that we see that Daniel uploaded, the haircut seemed to have progressed rather quickly to using a razor, giving Daniel what we know as a reverse mohawk. In the background of the video, you can hear the trolls laughing and giggling away.
Uh-oh. Where did they go? They said they'll come back.
At this point, the trolls seemed to have ditched Daniel mid-haircut, and he uploaded a video asking where they had gone. He looked visibly concerned and exceedingly more panicked. Daniel proceeded to upload another, stating that they said they would be coming back. This video received a notable amount of views, surpassing well over 1 million.
Right, so, okay, so your car got broken into by somebody.
Yeah, that's correct.
When you were going to get your...
The blow dryer, yeah.
The blow dryer, okay. Alrighty. So yeah, I need to see this for myself. Yeah. So the window's broken?
Yes, the window was broken.
Alrighty.
And it's his car too. Go. Go. It was right here. Go. They took it. They took it.
After a few minutes, Daniel uploads more videos and appears to be with the trolls once again. The trolls tell Daniel that their car was broken into while they were on their way to get the blow dryer. Daniel distrusts the situation and demands to see the damage for himself. As they walk to the car, the story subsequently switches to it being stolen and completely vanishing. Daniel then uploads a video stating that he is going to be in so big trouble with the reverse mohawk, showing that the trolls did not finish the haircut.
Oh boy, I'm in so big trouble. Fucking hell. I'm in so much trouble.
Daniel would mention that he's in so much trouble because he would have a court date just a day or two after this, if not the day after. And it's very unfortunate that he would have to show up looking this way, which won't help you in any situation. But luckily, it seems like what he was going in for wasn't necessarily the most serious of charges. On October 24th, Daniel went to the city administrative offices in Boulder, Colorado to figure out his court situation while sporting a reverse mohawk. On October 31st, 2023, Daniel would be scheduled to appear in front of a judge, still wearing his reverse mohawk, and received 6 months of probation as well as a mental health evaluation.
I I am just trying to check on, see if I have a court date.
Oh, okay. What is your last name?
It's Larson, Larson, and then it's Daniel.
What are the charges that you have?
I was just down at the city and they said that I did have one that showed up for this Thursday. That's in 2 days. And then they told me to come down here and check and see if I had anything yet. 11/15/1998.
98?
Yes.
And your last name is Larson?
Larson, yes. Larson.
November? Nothing is coming up under your name.
Okay.
Not with municipal. Okay.
All right. Thank
Thanks
you.
for checking with us.
Daniel would check in with the Boulder County courts and detail his appearance. He would of course go to the wrong location and have to make another trip across town. Eventually though, his court date would come up and he would explain to us exactly what went down.
Hello everyone. So today I went to Jefferson County Court for my pre-trial and I took the plea deal. So they reduced the 2 criminal mischief. Guess they were for the Walmart case back when I got my dog stolen and I got into the fight with the Walmart employee when I was trying to contact the police and they asked me to leave the Walmart. So I pleaded guilty today to that case. I am now doing 6 months probation, supervised probation, and one of the cases got fully lifted and I pled guilty to one of the cases, which is a 2nd-degree criminal mischief.
Daniel would then honor us by sharing the backstory behind his fresh new haircut. He claimed that he drew inspiration from Albert Einstein and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, we know the actual backstory of his haircut, but Daniel lives in his own world, and it's nearly impossible to pull him from that delusion.
So, my inspiration behind this haircut, I wanted it to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger got struck by lightning, just like Albert Einstein.
Daniel would get noticed out in public by Target on his way to Panera Bread in Westminster, Colorado, right before one of his most infamous moments. A lot of people speculate that this interaction is what set him off to go crazy in the Panera, but there have been other details against it. But let's check the interaction out for ourselves.
You guys need to shut the up. Don't be talking like that. No, I work on her fucking management, so shut the fuck up. Go ahead and fucking record me. I'm calling the police on you. I have you on camera.
On November 10th, 2023, Daniel had a public meltdown inside a Panera Bread in Westminster, Colorado. This incident was filmed by spectators and employees from the store, also one of the managers he was on Discord with. Although the exact reason for the meltdown is unknown, it appears to have been triggered by being identified by fans, who then proceeded to follow Daniel and harass him, claiming he was a creep for the Grace Vanderwall admissions. A member of the Discord server Daniel was on a call with during the incident asserted that they were not involved and the situation occurred innately after a couple of fans who had taken photos of Daniel without his permission started pestering him. Given the use of the amount of slurs Daniel used here, this incident is strikingly similar to the Haagen-Dazs incident, which happened about 6 months earlier. This incident is also one of Daniel's most well-known, as it occurred when his niche online status began to grow. Daniel sported the reverse mohawk haircut he had gotten almost 3 weeks before the incident.
No, I'm not. Those people are causing the situation. Stop fucking filming me, bitch! You're cursing me. I'm not putting hands on you. I'm not putting hands on you. Try me. Try me. Try me. Try me. I will fucking murder you. I can go right fucking ahead. I can go right fucking ahead. Fans are leaking my location. Fans are leaking my location. Fans are leaking my location. I'm in danger.
I've been recording.
Fans are leaking my location. I'm fucking famous.
The UCLA arc, or the second college arc, was a period throughout January 2024 during which Daniel Larson took fake college classes organized by trolls and his then management, Clark. These classes often taught ridiculous and misleading information on many subjects, such as the so-called Emperor of Ancient Texas. They advised Daniel about the Chinese practice of eating dogs. Daniel took these classes through January 22nd, as evidenced by a video stating that he had been accepted until February 3rd and ceased following his arrest. Following the college arc, which ended with Daniel's arrest for assaulting a security guard in Colorado, Daniel remained adamant about going back to college, despite the principal's to-do work and the fact that it was incredibly late in the school year, especially for applying. On December 22nd, 2023, Daniel revealed that he had applied for college, specifically UCLA. A couple of hours later, Daniel posted another video saying the application had been accepted.
I start college on March 4, 2024. And music production. Okay, so I have an update. I have now been accepted into the university that I am planning on going to. I just got off the phone with college and I start in about 1.5 months and I will be getting my equipment shortly.
Daniel claimed to have called the college and said that he would start in about a month and a half and would be getting his equipment soon. On January 22nd, 2024, Daniel claimed that he was starting classes that day. A user on Daniel's YouTube community post asked him what he was majoring in, to which Daniel responded, entertainment business. Daniel claimed that Clark was paying for his classes. Undisclosed to Daniel, his then manager, Clark, launched an intricate plot to troll Daniel. The first video from this arc, posted on the 5th of February 2024, is a history lesson taught by faux professor Michael Elchfeld. The subject of this lesson was the fictional civilization of ancient Texas. The ancient civilization settled around modern-day Texas and Houston, Dallas, and El Paso, including notable figures such as I shid and farted, and learning about ancient giants and pyramids.
Everybody can see that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Ashid and Farad was the first man inside of ancient Texas who actually established the royal family. I'm going to have you guys name the first religion you can think of when it comes to your mind, right? Because we're going to compare it to the religion of ancient Texanians, right? Now let's move on. The major cities of ancient Texas, right? How many of you here have been to Houston before? So the ancient Houstonian walls still stand. They're not as tall as they used to be 2,000 years ago. So first we have 3,000 years ago, we have ancient Texas, right? It had high economic power and stability. Their economy was very, very good in ancient Texas, right? And we have an era where they were struggling. I'm going to call on Mr. Larson here. This, you can just guess. You can guess as to what it was like. But what do you think it was like in Imperial Texas about 1,000 years ago? What do you think it was like?
Man, I want to say that it was very. I want to say people were using, like, they went through a period where they were using, like, anything that they could find, like, kind of like how, when America was first created, and we didn't have, like, paper coins or paper dollars or whatever, like, we would be using gold. I believe that they were using, stones, gold, silver. Mining was big back in the day as well.
Speaking actual facts.
As we can see, this is the most legitimate college class you'll ever see. Following this, Flexburger would release Daniel's second class, Music and Entertainment, on February 6th, 2024, which would then document and further show how absolutely delusional Daniel was at this time.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm glad to see everybody's face again.
Good afternoon.
Today's going to be a very interesting class, and we're going to have our first assignment. All right, here we go. This is the beginning of our presentation. A little bit of a technical error. So welcome back, guys. Obviously, I'm your professor, Mr. Chris D'Amato. So today, we're going to talk about songs in general, what type of songs there are, and at the end of the class, producing a song. And for your class assignment, you guys are going to write lyrics to your very own song.
Hold on. My partner here right next to me, my dog. He's saying that Grace Vanderwall, she dating a brother. Like dead ass. Is he on cap shit or what? Like I thought she was dating a black man.
So, that was actually from another movie. Pictures were taken and people started like saying that he was dating another man. When that never happened, it was actually taken from a movie.
In this next class, Daniel learns about the faux history of music, learning about such prominent composers as Rubbin' My Deck and Chief Slap My Ass. This course would be aptly named Ancient Songs, and of course good old Flexburger would compile this all into a video for us to watch.
All right, perfect. All right, so towards the end of the class, I'm going to have everybody obviously go over their lyrics with what they wrote for the assignment. Obviously, the person who has the best lyrics
Sorry,
will
I'm
get
late.
100. That's fine, Mr. Hunter. We will be going over lyrics, as I said, and whoever has the best lyrics will be receiving 100 extra credit points. All right, an instant A+ for the assignment. But regarding the first songwriters, so where did the first songs go? Where were they written? Now, who was the first songwriter? First songwriter ever recorded in history was Chief Slap My Ass. Now, the song was never given a title because of how old the song was, okay? So they didn't really put titles to music. Nowadays, when you go on Spotify, right, or Pandora, a lot of songs have titles. But the lyrics go, "The sun is rising. I look down at my waist. There is a firm stick between my legs. It feels good to punch it," right? So he's really going into detail about his emotions in this song.
Daniel Larson learns about faux Chinese history in this class, with names such as Tuchin My Deck and Mi Kuchi Etch. Notably, a fake Asian student is seen attending the lesson. And this freaks Daniel out for some reason, claiming to be part of the Chinese government following Daniel. Daniel's compulsive lying is noteworthy in the ensuing phone call with Clark. Daniel exits the class on multiple occasions, worrying for his life.
Today we're going to be talking about Chinese history. We've covered the ancient Texanians, we have covered the Romans, and last week I asked you to do your assignment for the Romans. What's going to happen is the assignment that I told you to do next week on the Google Classroom, you'll see that there is an area to submit your 8 or 9 sentences about the Roman person of interest that I asked you to write about. If you'd like to submit it to the Google Classroom, please do so. It was Tao Chen My Deck. He was the first emperor of Imperial China, and he invented fortification. So let's talk about the first empress of Imperial China, right? So you had the first emperor. Now what about the first empress of Imperial China? Her name was Mi Kuchi Ich. She was a famous empress, and she actually invented basketball. Cheng, you might have a little bit of insight since you're from China. If you'd care to explain.
I want to answer your last question about emperor.
Empress Mi Kuchi Ich.
Yes, Professor. He introduced many cultural phenomenon like many festival and important implementations to our country.
Excuse me, can I ask who this government official is? Is it from the US or is it a Chinese government official? Just curious.
Excuse me, Mr. Larson, none of your business.
Okay, sorry for the question. I didn't mean to.
Oh my god, he left. Dude, what the fuck is going on? Why isn't anyone talking?
His phone
there?
probably died.
Yeah.
His phone probably died. He was outside.
He's fucking terrified right now.
He's so scared.
Fucking funny.
He thinks that the people following him are from China.
Yeah, he just texted me, please leave class immediately.
In the end, instead of focusing on going to his probation meetings, he would ignore all of this. On top of that, he would have several warrants out for his arrest. Instead, as we see, he would be participating in these fake classes. Going into 2024, the escapades would continue. He would be arrested 5 times, eventually resulting in being at risk for being imprisoned for over 65 years. But we'll touch on that more in the next episode, which covers the many jail arcs of good old Daniel Larson.
Excuse me, move. Hey, buddy, relax, Daniel. Relax. You're under arrest. You got a warrant for your arrest. Relax.
Okay.
Okay, relax. Deep breath. Calm down. We're good.
It's gonna be okay, buddy. We're gonna figure out the warrant, okay?
It's a probation
Okay.
warrant. All right. So just relax. Everything's okay. You're gonna be okay.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. All right. We're gonna stand you up. We're gonna pat you down. Do you have anything on you that you shouldn't have on you?
I don't.
Okay.
Have you stand up, okay, buddy?
Okay.
How's the day going?
Okay. I just had class.
Okay. Started back to school, right?
Okay. Yeah. Not today.
Marketing, something like that, right?
Marketing, yeah.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna take you straight out this way. We're gonna pat you down out there. This is one of my friends. He's a good guy. He's gonna treat you good. So there's no reason to get worked up. There's no reason to get excited, anxiety, anything like that. Okay. We're gonna get him out here. We'll pat him down. We'll double lock him. We'll get him into a car.
I think you had it under control. Thank you, boys.
You're doing good so far, man. Thanks for working with us. Yeah, you got it. It's a probation warrant.
The one that they want you for is the one that I believe something about probation violation or something. So do that stuff over time. It's gonna be all good, okay?
No new charges.
Okay.
Nothing. You got a bag? You got anything?
Do you know
on you?
if my phone broke? I can't.
No, I don't think we got everything here. Phone's right in your charges here.
Do you know if it like the screen
He was
broke? or
he was
anything?
on it. When we grabbed him, it kind of just fell off the countertop.
Nah, it should be good luck.
The phone.
No phone.
No tears.
Okay.
Nothing. Here, I'm gonna lift your chin up for me.
Thanks for being cooperative, my man. I appreciate it.
And I think you kind of know what's going on too, right? You're good. You're good. I'm gonna pull your pants up. I'm gonna pull your pants up.
So you want to explain it to him real quick?
So what we're gonna do too is issue a trespass from this mall. It is for life, so you're not welcome back. We have all your information here. We're just gonna get a picture of you, and then after today, you're just gonna welcome back here.
Hey Daniel. So you are being charged with 2 counts of third-degree assault. So that both of those are misdemeanors. You're going to be booked and lodged at the Boulder County Jail, and then they'll provide you with a court here. Okay. So the summons is going to say Monday at 1:30 because that's the date you'll have it here. All right. You are also being issued with an exclusion number 3 for the whole University of Colorado.
So I'm being trespassed.
Correct. So I'm going to read this to you. All right.
Okay.
You are hereby warned and advised that you are excluded from and permitted not to enter, remain, or return to the premises owned and operated by the University of Colorado Boulder for a period of a year. The violation of this exclusion will result in an arrest. The exclusion will expire on 4/16/2024. So any campus property, you are not allowed on it for an entire year.
Okay.
If you come on that, you'll get charged with trespass. All right?
Okay.
All right. You understand that?
I understand that.
All right. Thanks, Daniel.
On that. I've told the public defenders I'm behind schedule for the album this year. So I'm already fighting for 2 albums next year. I've already started that. It sounds like the relationship with Grace is real. But yeah, what? I can't allow that. I'm not. Yeah. I am on the fucking phone, and you want me to fight you? Because, like, literally, I'm not gonna have this game. I'm on the phone with somebody. Relax. You're a fucking joke. You're 12 years old for getting upset at me for being on the fucking phone. What the hell?
Jeez. That was scary.
I know. Like, what the fuck? How are you?
Merry Christmas. Pretty good.
Merry Christmas to you. So, I have emergency news.
Is it good or?
No. So, I am at Turkishay, Oklahoma.
Jeez.
In a stupid county jail. They moved me from the place I was at to here with no date on when I'm supposed to be moving. No information, nothing.
It makes no sense.
Discovery and Vanderwall, and apparently the relationship. But he will not talk about anything until I'm out of jail. And he is denying contact with Bob. Bob, on the other hand, is denying contact with you, the Vanderwolves, and my father, my biological father, Travis Larson.
Jeez, this is a whole mess. I just don't. Why did they move you to Grady County Jail? That makes no sense. You were already in Oklahoma.
Right. And I'm less than like an hour away. Like, everything is useless. And not only that, everybody now is just denying contact with everyone whatsoever. And my legal discovery says otherwise. So there is some undercover something going on. There's contact going on they don't want me to know about.
I mean, I completely.
And I call bullshit.
No, I agree. That makes no sense. And the fact is, they're supposed to have you in Springfield by January 1st. And if they don't, you were supposed to be released. But now they're trying to do some twisted things and move you all around Oklahoma. And now you're in.
They're trying to do some sketchy shit. And they're sketchy things. And unfortunately, I am calling manipulation. I think that they are just trying to manipulate everything at this point. And they're just trying to do sketchy stuff, just like what you're saying.
And I mean, and I kind of did a little bit of research on the jail you're in right now, and it's probably the worst one you've ever been in. I mean, just based on what I was reading online, it's one of the worst.
It's one of the worst. Yes, that is true. There's nothing. I'm in a cell with no books, nothing to read, nothing. Literally nothing.
Yeah.
23-hour lockdown.
That's weird because 23-hour lockdown. There's even like that famous Tiger King guy is in your jail apparently. That Joe Exotic guy.
I don't even know, but yeah. Also, if I'm not at Springfield, at the medical place, by the 31st, on January 1st, my case needs to get dropped.
I agree.
Because otherwise, it's going to be manipulation, and that means I can turn everything into manipulation as well, and then they really won't have a case.
No, I agree. I mean, it really doesn't make sense legally. I've even talked to some people in the legal standpoint. They don't understand. They say, if you're deemed incompetent, then why aren't you somewhere where you can become competent? You know, it doesn't make any sense. They're just keeping you in a random jail in the middle of Oklahoma and thinking you're going to get better. That makes no sense.
And with that, my friends, we're gonna bring this story to an end for now. As far as we know, good old Daniel Larson is in prison for many, many interesting and peculiar and very extreme charges. So it's very unlikely we'll see Danny Boy anytime soon, if ever again, honestly. Thank you guys for coming along this ride with me. It's been a fun one. Be sure to subscribe if you're new, since I upload videos like this several times a week. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and throw down those comments letting me know your thoughts about the whole Larson verse, and I'll see you soon.